All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holloman. We are back again with another live stream. And guess what? We will be bringing back the interviews and the daily live streams now that I am out of tourist mode and I'm in my last week here in Turkey. Thank God. We will be able to have more interaction because it's not. If you guys watched the video yesterday, James and I went to a hookah lounge. We got a hookah. I got a Red Bull. I got some water. James got some tea, and I got a pizza. And that all together was $60. The hookah was only $25 of that. Worth it. I don't mind paying $25 of that hookah because it's a really good hookah and it's really smooth. But I didn't need. I didn't think I needed to check the bill for the Red Bull. I don't think I needed to check the bill for the Red Bull, but apparently I should have because the Red Bull by itself was 10 US dollars. Yes. And people say, well, you didn't check the price before you bought it. I never thought I would need to check how much a Red Bull or any energy drink costs. I didn't think I needed to check for that. You know, I was at the airport in Dubai when I was on my way to Romania last year, and a Red Bull was $9 in the airport. So that's still more than what the airport would charge for a Red Bull. We all know airports have crazy prices, but the fact that a Red Bull is $10 is insane. There's no justifying that, none of that. So today, we are still doing a fundraiser, which is the Cash App at $Austin Holloman, PayPal Austin Holloman at Gmail. We have a $1,500 fundraiser if you guys want to contribute to the soon to be great Kenyan content. Because you guys remember the first go around. The first go around was amazing, and we're going back for seconds. So let's go ahead and hit the Cash App at $Austin Holloman. You guys do it all the time. Show your boys some love one more time. We're going to stay in Kenya for a while, so we're going to get all the content, all that culture you guys say I'm missing. We're gonna get all of that this go round because you guys love to say also you never indulge in the culture and look at the octopus and the rocks. Well, I'm gonna do it this time like I did the first time. I was gonna do even more this time. Now we have a special guest with us. He's not new because that is also a traveler that I met out here in when I was in Nairobi, and I met him in Turkey. So let me know how the connection is, you guys, because I'm running off of my device. It was doing pretty good yesterday, but maybe the signal isn't so good in this area. Let's see. Yeah, it's giving off that boo-boo. Yes, it is. Oh, I hate going live. I hate going live for these reasons, especially on StreamYard. StreamYard has I don't know what it is about using Stream. When I go live from the YouTube app, it doesn't have poor quality as much as it does on StreamYard. Let me lower the output. See if that speeds things up. Now, today we are going to have Bobby talk to us about. Somebody said we love you, love it. I'm glad you love it. Thank you very much. We're going to bring Bobby up right now. What's going on, man?
What's good? What's good? Yeah.
I'm still out here, man. I'm still out here. I'm supposed to be where you at, man, but you know I'm still out here. But I'm almost done.
Yeah. You already know we love turkey.
We love
Yay!
turkey. We love turkey. We love it. For I don't know why, but we do. Uh, but I'm telling you this, I'm staying in the house the rest of the trip. My to-do list, my website, my sales funnels, all that stuff will be completed. So when I get to Kenya, I can do what I want. I'm gonna go ahead and use it because if you step outside, you're gonna spend $10 on a Red Bull here. So remember that night we spent $200 on all them drinks?
Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah. We got
So
caught up
this
with the Russians.
so remember I think we got 3 Red Bulls and 3 Cokes. That means they charge us $60 for 3 Red Bulls and 3 Cokes.
Yeah, and the $15 peanuts.
And the $15 peanuts, that's 75. Then the $70 bottle of alcohol that really only costs 35. So that's 155. Well, no,
Yeah,
145.
it was crazy.
Whatever the hell it is, it's something crazy. Then we had the $50 hookah. So that sound about right. That's what we got ripped off.
Uh, Yo, Istanbul's a scam, bro. It should be scam bull. Like, yo, is crazy, yo. Remember when we went to the rooftop restaurant? I had like a salad and a water. That came to $20. And then they
Yeah.
added a 50% service charge. So it went from $20 to $30. And I just had a chicken salad and water. It spent $30. Like, Turkey ain't it, bro. I don't know what people talking about. Turkey used to be cheap. Maybe because of the inflation, it went out of control. They do got an inflation problem. But yeah, Turkey is not cheap. It is not fun. And I wouldn't recommend it. But that's besides the topic.
Oh, that's beside the topic. So let me ask you this: where would you recommend?
My first love, Kenya. Kenya. Like this is what I say, yo. I don't understand, like, especially like in the black travel space, yo. We have this whole continent of Africa, and very few people venture over here. And usually when I have a conversation with people, and I'm like, why don't you come to Africa, yo? Africa, there's a lot of things going on, there's change, there's opportunities, and they always give me some BS reason. But I would go on a tangent. I would recommend Kenya, specifically East Africa. I don't think you can go wrong with East Africa. The only one that's probably like the outlier, I would say, is probably Rwanda. But like Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, I would recommend. I'm in Uganda right now, so and you heard what I was talking about earlier. We was on the phone, bro.
What do you like about Uganda?
Uganda is like a good mix between Tanzania and Kenya. Like, cause like Tanzania, if you go to Dar es Salaam's a beach town, so it's kind of like slow. You know how beach towns are. They're not like vibrant. Even though it's a big city, it's the capital, it still has that beach town vibe. And the next of the city, Arusha is like super, super slow. It's nice. But Kampala captures that in between of like that chill vibe of Dar, but they have the city life of Nairobi, like how you can go out every night. And oh my God, it's super cheap, yo. Like I went from Istanbul spending $30 for a salad and water. I bought a bottle of Absolute yesterday with mixers and everything, and I think I spent like $62. Easy.
That
Like
sounds
my
about
dinner
right.
tonight was like I think $8. Like, come on. Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, that sounds about right. When I was in Uganda, it was about that cheap too. It was so cheap. I overate, I overdrank, I oversmoked, I overdid everything. I
Yeah,
over Ubered. It was just cheap. Over here, you're not gonna overdo nothing besides complain.
yeah. You gonna overdo your budget.
Yeah, you will
That's
do
about
that
it.
very fast. So, do you think that there's a connection between Black American men when they go to Africa, or is it some people like the energy, my roots? Do you really feel that that's real when you go there?
Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about that. Like the first time they got off the plane, like they cried or like they kissed the ground and all that. I didn't experience all that. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck. I did not experience any of that. But what I did experience with my time, the first time I went to Tanzania, which was like what 2021. Was it? I think it was 20. No, yeah, 2021 because they're still doing the pandemic. What I did experience was like peace of mind, like because everybody looks like you. Like you can literally just blend in. Like that's what I like about Africa so much. Like you could just blend in. Like if you don't want to be out, like you can just throw this dress down, put a t-shirt, some basketball shorts, some flip flops, chaquetas, and just walk around. But like I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. But I never had that expectation like going to Africa is coming back home. Cause like we've been disconnected from Africa for a minute. So I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, they embraced me at the airport and I felt the love and we sing fucking Lion King songs. Nah. It was like going to another country for me.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people like even whenever I went to Senegal and I went to the last port, whatever it was, the final chapter, the final door, the last door, I think they called it for the slaves that came from all over Africa to go to the Americas, and they were like, "Oh, I bet you the energy just felt so strong and powerful." I was like, "Let me be honest with you, I didn't feel shit. It
Mm.
just felt like, I was just looking at it like, oh, this is cool. Like there was people here. Well, I mean, it's not cool, but I mean, this is interesting that there's people here that
Yeah.
went through all that stuff. But as far as feeling spirits and all that, nah, I didn't. I didn't. That didn't. I'm sorry. That that didn't happen to me. So, do you feel like the colonialism and slavery? Do you think that's impacted the perception of Africa amongst Americans, how we view it, and how did going to Africa change your perception from what colonialism? Like, for example, when I say colonialism, the people. Can you hear that prayer in the background?
Nah, I can't hear it.
The people in the United States that control the media, that control the narrative of Africa, they that you would think that they're pretty much still slaves, which in some parts they are, but you would think that it's
Yeah.
just a shithole. And when you go there, how did that make you feel to see that that wasn't necessarily the case?
I mean, honestly, because I like to do research before I go, you just can't believe some people. Like I do a little bit of research, especially because Africa. Because I would say, yeah, it did affect my perception. Because like I was worried about like little stuff like, damn, yo, can I get a cab from the airport to from? Can I get a decent cab without getting scammed? Or go? They're gonna take me off road somewhere to get to the hotel. So yeah, the perception in the media has ruined it for Africa. That's why a lot of people don't want to come here. Like I'm pretty sure you experienced this too. Like your family would call you and be like, yo, did you see like a zebra? Like I'm like, bro, why would I see a zebra? I'm in the city. Like zebra's just gonna run around. That's like saying, yo, do you just see crocodiles running around Manhattan? I mean, you're gonna see Master Splinter and the rats running around, but you ain't gonna see no damn crocodile. But yeah, it was like so people was asking me really dumb questions, like bro, like yo, how's it looking out there? So that's why a lot of brothers, and I would say brothers and sisters, don't come back to the continent. Cause like the European colonialism painted the world. And I feel like even though it calmed down, I still like there's a narrative like they don't want us to come back to Africa. Like they realize if we came back to Africa, if we take our resources and we invested in Africa and we got them on like up to our time, like how the US is super efficient, Africa could be a problem. Because Africa is the future. Africa has all the resources, it has a young population, like it's perfect to be the next like well you can't say like I was gonna say economic power, like economical region, like the Eurozone, or like how they're trying to do with the BRICS. Like it's gonna be like if you get like the East African Confederation and they get their stuff together, that could be a big power. That's why they kind of shut that down when they had like a Gaddafi and they murked him. But I'm going on a tangent. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Africa is the future because it's the most underdeveloped, and like you said, it has a huge youth population. Which society is nothing without a youthful population. If there's a big youthful population, it has a big future. Hence, the reason why places like Italy, they're saying, are coming to an end because they don't have a youth like that. But Yeah, if it's underdeveloped, that means there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of developing to do, which means that any business you want to open up is possible in that country or that area, that region of the world. And Africa is the most underdeveloped out of all of them. But it's not as underdeveloped as people think. So, what is, there's a lot of Africans that go to other countries and they pretend to be us. They pretend to, and it's not all of them, but it's usually some West Africans. I noticed Nigerians. I've noticed they do this. I think I've only seen them do it, but it's not only them. But they try to be us, and they try to steal our culture, the way how we talk, to try to get some leverage with women or whatever the hell they trying to do. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
do you think that Africans have a way of shaping the identity of black men globally? Like, do they affect our image, even though they're from Africa, we're from the United States?
100% I believe they shape our average because there's way more Africans traveling than Black Americans, than Black British, than Black Canadians. So there's most people interactions, first interaction, especially like in like Europe and Asia, is probably going to be an African before they meet like American. And like I seen that when I was going through the path, like when I went to Serbia, right? And I was talking to girls, and I was like, "Yeah, blah blah blah," and they're like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm American." They're like, "Really? I thought you was from Africa." I'm like, "Nah, I'm American." There's so many Africans in this part of town. And then when I went to Bulgaria, yeah, there's a bunch of Africans in this part of town. Hungary, there's a bunch of Africans in this part of town. And then like so they are the basically Africans are the representation of like black people. Because like it's not enough of us traveling to get representation. And talking about the topic you said earlier, they're doing a lot of damage to our name, especially like West Africans. Cause like I hate to say it, but like some of the Nigerians, they be fucking up, bro. They be doing wild stuff. Cause like, and this is no shade to Nigeria. Shout out to Nigeria. But like they usually get to a country, their bad actors get to a country and they start doing crazy stuff. Cause like you be hearing about the trafficking, the pimping, all this other stuff. So I feel like we don't even get a chance to like present ourselves in the best light because you got them going over there, they still in our swag, they still in our style. They say, "Oh yeah, we from New York," and acting crazy. And then also the flip side, we got the media that portrays us bad. So we're in a lose-lose situation. That's why we gotta kind of like take control of our media and start like brothers like you, me, like check whatever, all need to start putting out way, way more content so we can influence and show like, okay, yeah, we are all black, but we're different. That's like saying, okay, all Italians act like Irish or all British act like Germans. Like there's separations. Like people don't wouldn't say that about white people, but usually we get grouped together like, oh yeah, that's some black people shit right there. But you don't say like, oh, that's some white people shit like that. You know, there was a British. I mean, we say that in America, but like when you go overseas, you hear like, oh, the British are wild, this or that. But it's just oh, that's what black people do. Like black people know how to dance, they know how to rap, play basketball, dumb shit.
And I'll tell you something. And whenever James went to get his hair transplant, when he went in for his consultation, the lady asked, "Where y'all from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Texas." And James said, "Connecticut." She looked at me and saw this Kenyan bracelet. It pissed me off. She saw this Kenyan bracelet, and she's like, "But you have it looks like you have an African bracelet on." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to live over there." "Oh, okay. So you're from Kenya." I'm like, "So you think I'm gonna fucking lie to you?" Okay. But then it reminded me, oh, there's those Africans that pretend to be us. So she think I'm one of them. I ain't like that shit. I did not like that. That really yeah,
Good.
that really irritated me a lot. So do you believe that Pan-Africanism plays a role in encouraging Black American men to visit and invest in Africa? Because I know you just brought up that it's up to content creators like you and I and Check and Effect to promote, a better image. But what about, is there because there's a lot of so-called Pan-Africanists that are, I call them so-called they're not really Pan-Africanists. They're so-called they're convenient Pan-Africanists.
Yeah. That whole like I never really bought into like the whole Pan African thing. Cause like this is the thing, people have their own definitions. You feel me? So like you said, you got the so-called ones, and then you got the ones that's kind of like they want to come to Africa, but they feel like they're better than the Africans, so they're throwing shade and all that. But I just feel like it's just like it just makes sense. Like you don't need a name for this. Like Pan African is like okay, we need to come together, cause like it's just advantageous for us to come together. So I don't really follow that because I know like that's opened up a can of worms just saying Pan Africanist because then you're gonna have like the FBA and the ADOS people come out and it's gonna start arguing in the comments. I'm like, yo, bro, it's just simple. There's a continent with 54 countries. There's a lot of opportunity. We should work with the people. Like the Chinese are doing it, the Indian are doing it. They don't need a name for it. We could just come back. Like this is our roots. We could just come back. I mean, how you feel about that? Because like I see you had like a little tension because you said you called them the so-called Pan Africanists.
I call them so-called Pan-Africanists because they just the way how they was, how people always trying to bite off my name, but the way how some dudes coming out supporting and then they just honestly, if you ask me, they're like almost like grifters, right? Like it's the same
Mhm.
way how I said passport bros are selling dreams. You got people selling dreams on Africa too. That's why you think I always
Facts.
go back to Kenya. Like if you looking for a dream in Kenya, out of the 7 countries I went to, that was the closest I could get to a dream. Like for me, Nairobi was a dream. Tanzania was great, but it wasn't no dream. It wasn't no dream. Now Kenya was just the shit. That was just
Yeah.
that's if you gonna sell a dream, that's where you can sell it at. If you sell somebody a dream in Rwanda, you gonna make a bad name for yourself because they gonna get over there and realize they can't even use a damn taxi, and then they can be like, "Well, I thought it was so great, but I can't even go nowhere without having a headache." And
Yeah. Exactly.
The Pan African is they're on that false promotion. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me say something right because yeah, you just made me think about something. Yeah, because like that's the whole thing. Like because people always oversell Ghana, and that's why I haven't went to Ghana yet. Because it's like from the stories I heard, like people getting scammed for land, people get overcharged. Like it's because like yo, you're going. They know you're coming in. It's kind of like I say with the passport bros. Like if you coming somewhere thirsty, they gonna get you. They gonna open up your pockets. They gonna catch you. Go. You coming in there already lacking. So I would agree with you with that. That's on the dream thing because like a lot of countries where people say, "Oh yeah, you need to go," like the West Africa, because I feel like they don't promote East Africa enough. Because like you said, Kenya is a dream. Like Kenya, it was like love at first sight. Like I was like, Kenya, where have you been all my life? Because like I went to Tanzania first, but when I went to Kenya, it was perfect. But yeah, there are a lot of grifters. Like, but this is what promotes it. Because like when you come to the states, a lot of people are lost. Like they're really really lost. And I felt like that too though. Cause like we don't really have a country. Like we're Americans, right? But I'm pretty sure you experienced this. Like when somebody asks you where you from, you're like American. But no, where are you originally from? It
Somebody
always
asked me that
happens.
today.
And go ahead. What you
No,
gonna
I
say?
said somebody asked me that today.
Yeah, and it kind of stings a little bit because like you could be like, I mean, it used to sting me. I'm gonna speak personally. It used to sting me because like, damn, I can't be like, yeah, my people are from. I'm Kenyan. Yeah, my mom from Rwanda. It's just like, oh, we're American, but you know that's not your original land, and that's why I kind of feel like that's that sting part. But I think I'm getting off topic.
I mean, no, you're not getting off topic. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Now the next question I have for you is do people, a lot of people for a while have thought that Africa is one country, which it is not. It is like it's 54 or 52 countries. It's 54, right?
54. Yeah,
Yeah,
54.
54 countries. And to be honest with you, none of them are the same. Like Tanzania and Kenya border
Facts.
each other. They are not the same. And Uganda borders Kenya, and it is not the same as Kenya. Uganda borders Rwanda, and it is absolutely not. The people don't even look alike. When you get to Rwanda, them people almost look like Somalians. Some of them, not all of them, but some of
Yeah.
them. At least people in the airport and throughout the 10 days I was there, the people I saw walking around looked like Somalians almost. So, do you think that going to Africa, do you think that a Black American will actually be able to understand how culturally different each individual nation is, and how important is it to understand the differences? How is it important to not have a Kenyan mindset when going to Uganda or Ghana?
It's kind of like the same mentality where you're not gonna act the same way if you're in Cancun, Mexico, than you would act if you're in Cali, Colombia. Like you're gonna have two different mentalities, or you're gonna be like in Nicaragua. You're not gonna act the same in Nicaragua if you're in Honduras. Like people don't usually just group continents together like that. Like, oh, this is just South. This is how South America works. Like, or this is just how like Asia work. Like you know that you have to act different in different countries because Africa. Like I want to speak on this. Africa is one of the most diverse continents in the world. You can find any type of person out here. You got the super, super fair skin, you got the super, super dark skin. And also, how Africa's broken down, a lot of these borders for the countries in Africa was imaginary. A lot of this was tribes. So a lot of these countries are going to be different because different tribes got crammed together. That's why when you go to like the north part of Tanzania is like completely different than the southern part of Tanzania because they're different tribes. Like they all say I'm Tanzanian, but I'm my tribe first. Like so, you have to take that into consideration. And damn, I think I kind of got off the main question. What was the main question again?
Well, we're just talking about how important it is to go to not think that basically all, like you said, people in Honduras don't act the same as people in Nicaragua, even though they're next to each other. Each Latin American country is completely different. And we're talking about how important it is to have that same mindset whenever you go throughout Africa.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks. So yeah. So okay, yeah. So you have different people, different tribes crammed together in an imaginary border. Then you gotta remember um a lot of these countries was colonized. So that brings in a whole different dimension. Like if they were colonized by the British, that's also going to bring a different system than if they was colonized by the French, which is way more brutal than I would say in my experience from what the French did to countries than what the British did. But that's a whole different story. So you have a bunch of different tribes put together. You got different other nations colonizing this. And then you have countries in different states. Like you have countries that's super undeveloped because like they was robbed all their resources. And then you have countries who's resource rich, like the oil countries, like a Nigeria that has oil, but it doesn't have the factors of production
Or
to
even
finish the
Botswana.
oil, so they send it to Europe, huh?
Or even Botswana. Botswana is one of those places that still is
Yeah,
resource rich in the well.
yeah. So you have all these different things contributing to the different vibes and countries. Like that's what the media has sold it. It's just like Africa. Like you just Africa. Like imagine people like you came to like Europe and just people just think like, oh yeah, those North Americans, they're so loud. Like nobody says that. Like, or North America is so developed, it's the strongest. Like, people don't talk like that. But how the media sells Africa is like this homogeneous country, which is actually a continent. Like I never understood that. But once you get to the continent and you start visiting countries, that perception is gonna fall apart. Just going from Tanzania to Rwanda and you seeing like how politically they're different, like how people are scared to talk in Rwanda, and then how like Tanzania they're kind of just more nonchalant or whatever. And it'll just change your perception. That's why people need to come here and stop listening to the BS that's in the media.
Yeah, because if you think that now, one thing I will say that all Africans, from what I've seen, all have in common is they're very straightforward and direct. They're very straight. All of them seem to be very straightforward and direct. But yeah, the way how Nigerians act, I haven't been to too many other African countries. I think that's more of a West African thing. Like they seem to be way more aggressive in West and Southern Africa. Like I got a completely different vibe whenever I was in the South, when I was in Zambia, versus whenever I was in Kenya. You know, Kenyans, all that whole East Africa is supposedly supposed to be the peaceful part of Africa. You know, North Africa is something different. And honestly, if we bring up slavery, man, I don't even think it was the French that was the worst. I think it was the Arabs that was the worst. I've been doing some studying on
Mm,
that, and you know, the way how they view black people is just pretty fucked up to this day. You know, to this
yeah,
day. I told you the other day
I gotta
I
look
started
into
doing
that.
yeah, I started once you start doing some research, like I wanted to go to Saudi Arabia, and I'm like, I don't even think I want to go over there no more. Not that I feel like something would happen to me. I just don't even want to be around that shit. The way how they was doing those people and shit. You know, the last country in the world to liberate slavery was in West Africa, and this is like in 1985 or 1981. It
Yeah,
was somewhere very, very recent, and they still have slavery going on there. It because that's in the Arab Quran or whatever it is, right? That's part of what it says about who black people are. Just like how the Europeans did it, but it's just the way how they do it is just worse. And somebody said European
yeah,
slavery was the most violent. Do your research. Do your research.
yeah. I mean, going down that slavery path is like you kind of open like Pandora's box because like the deeper you go down, you study, the more like that bad taste get in your mouth, and it kind of jades you. That's why I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, when you talk about slavery, it gets sticky. Like I don't want to go down that path because like you're talking about the Arabs. Like I was looking at what the French was doing, looking at what the British is doing. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's still slavery going on in the continent right now. Like it which is like it's like 2024 and slavery still going on in the continent. So it just shows you how crazy the world is. But yeah.
So we got before we get to the next question, you guys, if you guys have a question for the chat, if you guys have a question for the chat, make sure you donate a $5 super chat or a cash app to the panel, and we will address your question. But I have my own line of questions. Now, the next question is so we know that Africa is pretty much the most underdeveloped continent on the planet, which means that there's a lot of economic opportunities. Can you name off a few opportunities that Black American men should invest their money in Africa that maybe they don't know about?
Yeah, I think one of the easiest things you could probably do here is like professional development. Because most of the countries that I've been to, like the customer service is absolutely abysmal. So if I felt like if you can train up a couple of people, or better yet, I feel like you could also do like digital services too. So like if you wanted to like say you wanted to open up like a print house and you could get because there's very, very talented editors, graphic designers. You could get them, pay them a salary and source that out to other people. I believe that's what O'Shea Du Jackson does. Like his whole team is like in Uganda and he's just like the front man. And he has his whole production team behind him. So imagine if other people came out here, like you came out here doing film. Like it was a brother I met in Kenya. He was opening up a film production because he was in Hollywood, and then he's seen like, yo, if I come to Kenya, I can bring that Hollywood quality films and use the resources here in Kenya, which is like a third of the price it would be to shoot like a movie like in like Los Angeles or Atlanta, and shoot movies over here telling our story. And I was like, damn. So yeah, but like there's so much opportunities. Like we could start with like, what real estate. Like in Tanzania, there's beachfront property in Zanzibar that's undeveloped. Like you could literally go to like damn, what's that side of the island now? It's over the P. I think it's Pambe. I can't remember the name of it. But like you go to the other side of it, Stone Town's on one side, you go to the other side, it's more like more touristy side. You could literally walk up the road and you're gonna just be walking on beachfront property that's undeveloped. Like how many places can you go where like there's a tropical place, get buy beachfront property like pennies on a dollar? Because like there's nothing there. You have to build everything. So real estate. The Chinese, they're in like building condominiums. They're doing construction. They're doing their infrastructure projects, like doing the roads in Tanzania, building universities. Like there's literally unlimited opportunities. Like just come if you want to know where the opportunity is, come to the African country. Like say you pick Kenya, Tanzania, then go watch what the Chinese are doing. Like that's the game plan right there. If you see what the Chinese are doing, you have the game plan. Okay, they building all these condominiums over here. Let me see what the price is so I can get that. Oh, like one dude in Kenya changed his life by selling one contract from the Chinese buyer to the Kenyan buyer. Just being a middleman. Just being a middleman made him about like 5 million. So think about the amount of opportunity you can have by just showing up somewhere, living here for 3 years, and making $5 million just by learning a little bit about the work, a little bit about the place and what's going on. I don't know how many places you could just show up in a country and make $5 million by just being a middleman. We're not talking about any advanced skill set. This is just you being a people person. So the opportunities are endless. Anything you could probably think of, you could do in Africa.
It's nothing because it's nothing. It's underdeveloped. So yeah, like you said, it's everything is developing. Everything is available. The first super chat we got a $20 super chat from Zoomer Doomer. He says foreign investors can also obtain entry permits for themselves if they have met the condition of the Investment Promotion Act 2004, which is to have registered the company in Kenya and have to have invested 100 grand. Well, I guess most people watching this can't do that, but there are some people that can do that. So if you have 100 grand that you are willing to invest, according to Zoomer Doomer here, that is a way you can get a entry permit. But for 100 grand, man, I want a passport and citizenship because
Yeah,
in Turkey with 300 grand, you can get citizenship.
yeah.
So
I mean, there's some countries that you can buy passports in Africa. Like I know Nomad Capitalist, he's big on that. He named a couple of them. But for Kenya specifically, you can get around that 100 grand thing. You can get residency for 24,000. But the only thing is like, excuse me, your income, you have to prove that all your income sources are coming from outside of Kenya. So if you can make $24,000 a year, you can get residency in Kenya. And I believe that can work towards citizenship. Like I'm still reading up on that. It's like a class F visa. But I believe you could get citizenship for that after 7 years. Did you look into
yeah,
that, Austin?
no, I haven't looked into citizenship in Kenya, but I will be this time because when I go back this time, I'm going to stay for a while, and I plan to spend half of the year there and then just rotate to two other countries and come back to Kenya. And I plan to do that for as long as I can imagine. Guyana Brent sent $10 for the cigar. Thank you very much for the $10 cash app. And then the next question, somebody said, "Why would you pay 300K for citizenship in Turkey?" I met somebody today that did do that. So there's if you here's my thing: if you're rich and you have money, a lot of rich people do this stuff to avoid taxes. I mean, it's something that you really won't know about until you get to that level, and you won't understand why certain people renounce their U.S. citizenship and get two other citizenships and give up their American citizenship. Like there's reasons people do that. So, but that's another topic. So
Yeah.
you already answered that one pretty much. Hmm. You answered a lot of my couple questions after that. Uh no, you answered that one too. So let's talk about social. My favorite topics. Social. You guys know that this channel is a social experiment. We're going around the world talking to people. A lot of people don't think talking to people is finding out about the culture. Some of you guys that watch me think you just got to look at statues and rocks and eat weird food, and somehow that's the culture. Here's a news flash for you: you can eat all the dog shit and look at all the rocks and look at every tall building that you want to in the city, and you will still not know the culture because you have not interacted with nobody. Culture is
Oh,
social
you
behavior. You
read the
have to interact
Constitution.
with people. Yeah, you got to read the Constitution. That on top of that. So, like somebody told B Dub was on, I think that was last night, and he was saying, like Austin has done some cultural stuff. He went to the wine vineyard in Santiago, Chile. I started thinking about it. That shit ain't no culture. I just went to a wine vineyard. I
Yep.
didn't, I didn't. That's not culture. I just went to a wine vineyard. They got a wine vineyard in California. They got a wine
Yeah.
vineyard in Portugal. That ain't no culture. That's just a damn wine vineyard. Now, wine may be common in that culture, but American culture, we could say, is a gaslighting culture, a individualistic culture. How do you know it's individualistic? You don't figure out a culture is individualistic by trying some fucking octopus. Okay? You figure that out by talking to people. So anyway, let's now that I clarified that, because some people that like to critique me think that you only know culture if you eat a damn monkey brain, and that's not the case. Ricky, thank you for the $10 cash app. So, how do social dynamics in Africa? How are they different from being in a place like Western Europe, like where I went to? Where I didn't like Madrid, Spain, or a place like the United States when it comes to race and identity for black men?
Yeah. Okay, before I answer the question, I do want to chime in on the previous thing you said because I'm one of the people who I don't go to every damn museum. I'm not going to see every statue. I'm not trying to eat every crazy food, even though I do try some. But I'm in the trenches talking to people because that's the only way you're gonna learn culture. Like getting out the tourist area, like, because dudes say, "Oh, yo, I've been to all these countries, but you've been in the red light district your whole damn time, and you know about the culture." But yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. Getting outside and talking to people, actually sitting down to people, finding out what their daily life is, what their struggles are, what their ambitions, what their dreams are. That's how you're gonna learn about the culture, because that is the culture. The culture is the people. Like the buildings or whatever, that shit could stay there for the next 30 years, and you could go look at it, and you have no idea what the fuck was going on in that country. Like, can you go to some ruins and see how the culture was? No.
Well, let
It
me
doesn't
ask
make
you a
fucking
question.
sense.
Let
Go
me ask you
ahead.
a question. How long has the White House been in Washington D.C.?
Bro, I don't even know.
A long time, right? A long time. So let me
Yeah.
ask you another question. Did American culture change while that White House stay in the same spot that entire time?
Nah.
Like, no, no. Here's the thing. No, it does. Because look at American
Wait, hold
culture
on,
in
hold on, hold
19.
on. Wait, make sure I understand the question. Hold on. Ask me a question again.
Did American culture change while the White House was in that same spot?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you say.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
if
did
you
change.
if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
if you go back to 1900, the White House was in the same spot as it is today. But guess what? In 1900, I can guarantee you dating women wasn't the same, speaking to people on the street wasn't the same, the way how we view respect wasn't the same. the rights that gays have wasn't the same. So what the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about? Try some octopus and look at a building in a museum and I'm gonna learn the fucking culture. No, all I'm gonna do is try some octopus and look at a damn building.
Yeah.
So when people like to say, "Oh, Austin, you you're just dating women, you're not learning culture." No, you're sleeping with prostitutes. You're not learning shit. You're not even learning about yourself. I'm learning culture because
Yeah.
I'm figuring out, for example, in Brazil, it's part of their culture to kiss the girl as soon as you meet her. That's culture. Well, that's not the United States culture. So it's culture. I'm done ranting about that. Uh
Yeah. The whole culture debate, I feel like a lot of these things, what happened with brothers is they find a place and they didn't really feel accepted in America. So they trying to kind of overcompensate with trying to go too deep into other cultures. Like they need to learn like read the fucking constitution or whatever the fuck they be doing. They do all this extra junk to try to be like, yeah, I'm truly Brazilian. I'm truly Colombian. You'll see, I got all the jerseys. I got everything. I got you never been to this random little town in the middle of nowhere? I've been there. Just to say, like, they're deep. They have embraced the culture, but they probably just went there and took a picture with a statue. The only way you're gonna learn culture is by interacting with people. And I'm gonna segue back to the question. In America, it is very, very isolating. Like it's super, super isolated. Like right now, like one of my videos where I talk about like why I left America, every comment, well, every other comment is like, damn, my social life sucks in America. I feel so alone. It's overpriced. But the main thing is like people feel so isolated because America doesn't encourage you to have a social life. Like in Africa, everything is social. Like you will just find people, they will like two dudes will be walking, they'll just sit on the side of the road and probably have like a 30-minute conversation just for nothing, just to shoot the breeze. And then other people might just gather up. And you could probably just pull up too, like, yo, bro, I'll buy some brewskis and y'all sit there and y'all fuck out for the next hour or whatever. Where in America can you just go? Like, imagine walking in Newark, New Jersey, and you go pull up to somebody's block and you try to sit down and talk to them. Either you're gonna get robbed, well, like 90% chance you're gonna get robbed, stabbed, or killed. And probably in that order. Robbed, stabbed, and killed. Probably in that order, that's what's gonna happen. But in Africa, like it's very, very social because it's always been like that. Because like Africans, I feel like they look at the community because they don't have much. Like, so everybody has to work together to contribute. Like you see that even like you move into a new building, like not like buildings that's like more local and not like where like a bunch of foreigners are. You're gonna see people are way more friendly with you, like, oh hey, how you doing? Oh, come here. I'm cooking whatever. I'm cooking pilau. Do you need some pilau? Like that's right. That's black rice from Tanzania. So you see, like they encourage that. Like when you go to a new area, excuse me, that people are trying to get to know you. People will say what's up to you. I can remember the last time I just walked around like New York City and dudes is saying what's up to me, unless they trying to sell me weed or a fucking CD. Like, so that's one aspect. Then when it comes to wait, I don't want to go on a tangent. Do you have a follow-up question? Because I was going to talk about dating, or do you want to wait for that?
we could we could yeah, we go ahead and get into dating. We'll talk about that. Go ahead.
So yeah, and with dating, I feel like it's very, very easy. Like this is why I've been saying this for like years now. Ever since like the Path for Growth movement kind of hit a peak and like everybody's like stuck on stupid for Colombia. The big four. Everybody's stuck on the big four. I'm like, do y'all know the qualities that you're looking for? Like the submissive, feminine, fit, are all here in Africa in abundance. Like, and I'm talking about like a level of femininity that you probably never experienced. Like, Do you know in Uganda, your wife serves your food by getting down? The traditional ones, they get down. Like in Tanzania, the amount of effort they do, like like your girlfriend, even in Kenya, they do that too. Like they will clean your sneakers for you before you go out, because they will do like I never in my life I dated feminine women in America. I never had a girl just like, yo, let me see your sneakers right quick. Let me see your shoes. Pull out, start scrubbing. I'm like, yo, like, damn, it's like that over here. So the level, the qualities that passport bros say they're looking for are all in Africa, and the women are beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm gonna touch on that later, but that's probably a
Let
topic.
me
I'm
add
gonna
to
finish
that,
with the
kid.
feminine.
Let me
Go
add to that,
ahead.
kid. If you, because I've been in Africa. Well, I mean, I've been in Africa too, as y'all know already. And you have some chicks that, if you said, like, for example, there was an African chick here in Turkey that I've been fooling with, and she was making me water with no problem, asked me, do I want more? Like, that's normal, right? But I've been some places in Africa, and I asked a chick, hey, can you make me some more water? And she's like, oh no, you get your own water. Get rid of that bitch. She ain't shit. That African chicks don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Even the club girls that club at the party all night, if you ask them to make you some water, there's no back talk. There's no bullshit. So if she not gonna make you a glass of water when you ask her to, get rid of her. She ain't shit. Go ahead.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. If you find a girl, okay, this is. I just want to mention this right quick. American culture is kind of like a virus, and it is spreading through the mediums of social media. So if you find a girl who's like don't want to be like is not really submissive, you should probably get rid of her fast, because she's probably embracing American culture, and that's a chick you do not want. But it's a story for another day. But anyway, the qualities that brothers say they're looking for are in abundance in Africa, because it's part of their culture. It's literally part of their culture. Like this one girl that I was dating, like I couldn't clean, like she wouldn't let me clean up my house. Like when she was there, she would always clean. If I try to go wash the dish, she's like, "Why are you washing the dish?" She's like, "I'm about to wash the dish." She's like, "I'll do it. Just go sit down." Like on some G check shit. Like she tried to G check me for washing my dishes. Like so, but I feel like passport bros don't embrace Africa for two reasons, and it's not because the quality of women and the femininity, because everything they say they want is here. And I think there's two reasons for it. I think there's a lot of self hatred. I'll just say it. These motherfuckers don't like black women like that. Like they are jaded. I think like these dudes had so much trauma from dealing with American black women that they associate a lot of negativity with Africa. Like they were like, oh, any black chick, unless she has like those like certain European features, like the long, long, silky hair, the curly hair, or that she could get a pass. But if she looks like a traditional, because like it's Africa, like they look like us. So but she looks like she traditionally could be like she could fit in Black America. Nah, we ain't giving her no time. We ain't giving her no time, because I seen so many dudes. Like, oh yeah, oh the chicks out there, they wear weave, they dusty, they ugly, they say the stupidest shit. So I feel like that's one of the reasons, and then there's just self hate. Like I feel like these dudes are trying to breed out. Like they're really just trying to breed out. Like if you bring a snow bunny in a video, that's like fucking catnip. Like motherfuckers go crazy. Oh my god! Or you bring a red bone in your video, dudes is going crazy. Yo, she bad as hell. It could be that most average white girl or the most average red bone you can find. But oh yo, she bad as hell. Yo, bro, yo, you living, bro. You king. I see you king. And then like if you bring a sexy, very, very sexy, dark-skinned girl in there, dudes is like, oh yeah, she probably like a five. Or you
Or they be
probably
like, what
they have
about
the
her
most
mind though? What about her mind? What about her mentality? Her mentality fucked up.
Like these dudes are jaded, bro. Like they really hate black women. And I'm like, bro, like why would you hate black women? Like all black women aren't the same. Even in the States, like I know sisters are tough, like sisters will curse you out at the drop of the hat, but not all of them are like that. And I don't know, and they associate that trauma with Africa. And they just don't like they want to breed out. I also like, I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you feel about that topic? Like because you travel just as much as I have. We both been to over 20 countries. I'm pretty sure. Have you noticed that like a lot of dudes are just trying to run away from blackness? Like they're trying to get the furthest from blackness. Or like, what's your opinion on that? How do you feel about this topic?
Well, I was here's the thing. I could agree with you on that because you remember whenever I went to South America and I talked about how they are basically anti-black. Of course, that doesn't mean that you can't have a good time there, but generally speaking, they're not pro-black in South America at all. You know, they don't even have pro-black communities. If they do, the motherfuckers ain't got no traction. You know, they ain't had no Black Panther and no civil rights or nothing like that over there. And then if they do, it ain't had no traction. So it don't matter. Uh those dudes went to bat for the people that also hate them, and they attacked me for pointing it out.
Mm.
So it already we get that part, but some dudes are just so critical of just because Africa is black anyway, to the point where I remember whenever I first got to Africa, uh they would critique stuff like, "Oh, look, I saw a seashell on the beach. Like those beaches aren't clean over there." Like, oh, like there was a bottle of water on the ground. Like that's a dirty country. Motherfucker,
Yeah,
all these
facts.
places I done been to, except maybe outside of Europe and Santiago, Chile, and Montevideo, got trash on the ground and trash on the beach. Honestly, I don't see how there would be trash on the beach in Africa because ain't nobody at the damn beach. So the beach
Yep.
can't be trashy. Ain't nobody even over there. But they love to critique. Somebody asked me to ask you, thank you for the dollar cash app. What country in Africa has the biggest nyash? I think it's where you at right
Oh,
now.
yeah, it's Uganda. I came to Uganda the first time, like what, last year. And but I was rushing though. I was only here for like a couple days. But I came back now and I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm not rushing this time, like to just do a bunch of stuff. Oh my God. Like it's like literally you're breaking your neck every 3 seconds. Like it's to the point where your brain hurts after a while. Like your brain literally like how can her waist be this small and her Nash this big? Like it's just like how? So it is definitely Uganda, flat out. It's no. I'm not even gonna like. I used to compare like, okay, it could be between Uganda and Tanzania. It's Uganda, easy. And wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
it's
I see something. Some dude said like, I hate African men because I think they're competition. No, why would I hate
no,
African men?
no, we ain't even worried about that one. Tokyo Chanel said $5 for Austin. Do you see yourself as African? No, because I was not born in Africa. I didn't even step foot on Africa until I was 23. If and my parents didn't, ain't none of them been to Africa, and if any of them was from Africa, that shit was over 100 years ago. So if not, why? Also, your thoughts on Africans acting Americanized for better acceptance abroad. Your thoughts on if not, why? I just explained why, and yeah, I mean I'm not African. I'm African descent, obviously, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean, my parents ain't from there. If your parents and especially if your grandparents ain't from there, you're not African. Like I done already been bred out, if you want to say that. Also, your thoughts on Africans acting Americanized for better acceptance abroad. I think it's foolish. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's ridiculous. I will say this. Black Americans do have a better dating advantage uh, in other countries than Africans. That's why I think they do that, right? But guess what? White Americans have an advantage in most places around the world over Black Americans when it comes to dating. You better believe I don't. I'm not trying to deny my blackness. I ain't trying to be nobody. Look, this is what you get. Deal with it or get the hell away from me. That's how I live my life. Okay. Now, if I'm wrong on something, I can improve, but I'm not wrong about being black. Some of y'all feel y'all are wrong for being black. Not my problem. That's your
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Okay. If you
yeah.
don't want to
Okay,
be black
I
no
want
more,
to chime in on this.
if you don't want to be black no more, give up your genetics that came up with it too. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Let me chime in on that. Yeah, because a lot of I do see that too. Yeah, a lot of Africans do try to act like Black Americans because they think. I mean, because look at it. Like we got to keep it a buck. We are the richest Black people on the earth. So that comes with a certain prestige, like per capita. Like I'm not saying like okay, but per capita, we live in the richest country, so we're gonna be per capita richer than most black people around the world. So people try to imitate us. And I want to say they imitate the movies. They don't imitate us because like they don't really have that much interaction with us. So they try to do like the typical stereotypical thug, blah blah blah. And it does look ridiculous, but I understand that. But I want to say that a lot of people do hate being black. And I never why you would hate being black. Like a lot of people accepted that the programming from like from when what's the word I'm looking for? Colonization. They accepted that programming. Like people really hate their black skin. And it's not just the black Americans, that's also in the continent too. It's around the world. Like because you got people trying to bleach their skin and all that. But like, bro, you should be proud of who you are because you can't change it. Like, so why the fuck would you hate your own self? Because you can't change. You might as well just embrace it and love yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I already oh okay, I didn't ask you these questions. So what are some misconceptions about safety and political stability in Africa? Now I will agree to start off answering for you. Uh Africa is unstable in a few places. If you ask me, that's the Arab world in Africa and Western Africa, where they've recently had 30 coups, you know, that part. Even Kenya, that yes, they've had protests in Kenya, but they're not. I don't think when I'm in Kenya, I'm ever gonna wake up one morning and the military done took over the government. I don't think it's unstable on that level. I mean, we have protests in the United States too. You know, we had George Floyd protests as well. I mean, the stuff that we love to point and pick out about things that happen in different parts of the world, the same shit happens in the United States. You know, they just tried to shoot. They just tried to assassinate. Whether if you could think it's a conspiracy theory or not, I don't care. They just that just happened in the United States. You know, somebody threw a shoe at George Bush. You know, that happened. I mean, this type of stuff happens all the time, everywhere in the world. You should only be worried about political instability when it comes to they just had a coup. Now that's something different. That's real instability. That's something that you don't need to be around. But from what I've seen, East Africa, if you're worried about political instability, from what I've seen, you should be fine there. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's too much going on, especially in recent history that has just been crazy unsafe. But again, they just had George Floyd riots 4 years ago, and that was not a safe time in United States history.
Yeah.
So let me
So
ask you
yeah.
this too: do you think it's safe overall in Africa? Because I know in Latin America, like yes, you can get your phone snatched in many countries in Africa. That's not really unsafe. That's just petty crime. That's the equivalent to being pickpocketed. Nobody's gonna pull a gun out on you in Kenya and try to rob you for your phone like that. Now, somebody can rob you in a lot of countries with a knife. The same way how you can be walking through California and some drug addict come by and eat your damn leg off. We know that kind of stuff happens. It it's which one do you want? Which one do you want?
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with
So
pickpockets.
yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead, finish.
But Yeah. So that being said, so do you feel like Africa, at least where you stayed at, is safe?
Yeah. I feel like Africa is safe for the most part, comparing it to countries I've been to. Like I used to go to Haiti a lot. That place is off the chain. Like you talk about politically unstable, go to Haiti. I don't Haiti Sherry. I love Haiti. More man, Haiti, I'm peel. But that place is super unstable. But if you're like in East Africa, because this is where I spend most of my time, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, you're pretty safe. Cause like they have stable governments for the most part. Like they gonna have some protests. People go wild out for taxes. Well, they not gonna wild out in no damn Rwanda. That is not gonna. Ain't nobody protesting in no damn Rwanda. But yeah, in like here in Tanzania, Kenya, they're gonna have more protests because like, but they're fairly stable. Like this is the thing with the continent. The continent has a lot of flaws because a lot of these countries are still developing. They're like a couple years behind. And also a lot of the instability come from us. Like we're coming in here causing fractures so we can steal resources. Europe is coming in here causing fractions so they can steal resources. China is coming in here. You get the point. So a lot of instability is not actually really coming from the continent, it's coming from other Asians trying to take advantage of situations. But like if you're concerned about safety, I think it's good to start in East Africa, like Kenya, Tanzania, especially Kenya. I feel like Kenya is a very good gateway to Africa because it is they're very modernized. They embrace American culture and it's safe. Like if you're in like Kilimani, you're good. If you're in Westlands Parklands, you're good. You would never be going to Kibera, but it gives you that runway so you could get introduced like to Africa. I feel like Uganda's cool too, but you're gonna kind of have more of a culture shock. Tanzania too, you're gonna have more of a culture shock. So Kenya is a good way to start in the continent. But talk about, but I want to say something about instability. A lot of South American countries are unstable too.
Like
Or
Bolivia.
why does like yeah, why does like okay, because when people break that up, like they usually they're like South America's cool, but when it comes to Africa, like I feel like everything when it comes to Africa is blown out of proportion. It's like, oh yeah, they did a protest there, but like you go to a South American country where you get chopped up in the quickness, you get stabbed up in the quickness, but like oh nah, the chicks are bad here, and the pussy's cheap, so fuck that, I'll still go here. But, but they will come to Africa though, where you will be safe, and the women are way more accommodating, and you don't have to pay for it. But back to the topic though, like Africa has a PR problem. Africa has the same problem that the passport bros have. It's a PR problem, and it's like people like us, like me and you, we have to change that. Cause like I want to show Kenya to the world. Like I want to make Kenya my home. I want to get citizenship there, build businesses there. I'm pretty sure you want to get citizenship there too. So it's our job to change this narrative. Like we have to tell our own story.
Exactly. Exactly. So, oh yeah, I already gave Rick a shout out. Shout out to Rick McAllister for the $10 cash app. My dad actually just reminded me that you sent a cash app. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you guys want to see better content coming out of Nairobi, Kenya, we'll be there next week. You guys, the cash app is $ Austin Holloman, PayPal, Zelle, Austin Holloman at Gmail. And the next question I have, which is this is a good one because this was something for me because Africa changed everything about me from exactly from how I look, everything. So, do you feel that coming to Africa can contribute to personal and spiritual growth of black men?
Yeah. Yeah. Because before I came to Africa, I traveled to Asia, and I was a big fan of Asia. Like I was a big fan of Thailand. I mean, the Philippines was cool. Cambodia, I like Cambodia. But once I came to Tanzania, everything changed for me. It's like what changed for me was like seeing being in an all black country where people got together, worked, was cordial, said hi to each other. It's not, it was I mean, they have their drama, but it's like people were actually working together. Because in the States, we kind of have like a toxic relationship with each other. Like we can't get along. Like, yo, you can't even damn near talk to somebody from another block in your city without getting into a damn fight. So being in a country where you see all the people are black, all the politicians for the most part are black. It's not being chaotic. It's not you're not experiencing discrimination. When the police walk by, you don't get that little chill in the back of your neck, like, oh, I'm gonna be the bullshit today. So it really changes your perspective of like, damn, like we can be so much better. Like we can upgrade because like a lot of our neighborhoods back in the states like are in disarray. It's just pure chaos. Like like Newark is changing. Like Newark is getting better, but it's still chaos. You got Chi Town, which is absolutely chaos. Los Angeles is chaos. Like Compton is chaos. Like all these places where there's a large community of black people is always a bunch of chaos in the states. But once you come to Africa, you can see like, okay, yeah, I can go to the club and don't have to have it 800 dudes mean mugging me for no fucking reason or trying to start a fight with me to get some attention from some random chick that's not gonna give him no burn anyway. I can actually let my guard down. I can actually feel at peace. So when I first came to Tanzania, it gave me like a sense of zen because that was the first time that I didn't feel black. I felt like a person, like just a person, just like a because because like Austin, you travel a lot like me. You've been to a lot of countries. You feel black. You go to Serbia, you feel black. You go to Bulgaria, your ass feel black. But when you come to a continent, you feel like a person. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say because I seen yesterday or that was this morning on somebody else's live stream. They're still talking about me for whatever some shit I brought up 2 3 weeks ago. That I'm way over that they still own. And one of my friends, he's a good friend. He said, "Oh, I go to other countries and I don't think about being black." Yeah, how many places have you been to? Because you can feel like that when you've only been to Thailand, Rio, uh, places in Colombia, or if you've been to Peru, where it's already pretty diverse. It's not black people really in Lima, but it's still diverse enough where it feels like you just in some Hispanic neighborhood somewhere in the United States. But when you start going to Montevideo, Uruguay, when you start going to Buenos Aires, Argentina, whenever you start going to places in Eastern Europe and Western Europe, but let's say Eastern Europe, or you come somewhere like here, Turkey, let alone somewhere like Saudi Arabia, all that, oh, I don't feel black. Yeah, that shit goes out the window. All that pretending like you forgot you was black, that you can't, you would be a fraudulent YouTuber or whoever you are, you'd be a fraud, is what I'm trying to say. If you can go to Serbia and say, oh, I didn't feel black. Or if you can go to Romania and be the only black person in the mall the entire 3 hours you're there and say, oh, I don't feel black. Bullshit. The people look at you like you black. Now, it don't have to be a negative way. That don't mean they look like they want to lynch you, but they gonna look at you because you're different. You can't not feel black in a lot of these places.
Yeah, facts. So, and yeah, again, once you come to, I mean, okay, if you go to North Africa, you probably still feel black because like that's like more Arab territory, but it gives you a different sense. It shows you that there's a chance for us to work together. Because I'm on a in general. Like I'm not like racist or anything. I'm not one of the people that like hate white people, all that, and all this crazy stuff. 'Cause I know a lot of people who do all that. But I like it just shows you that there are major problems in the States, and those problems are being created by outside forces. Because how can you in one country you will probably have like 20 to 30 tribes, and they weren't a country before, but now they're a country now. And for the most part, they're not trying to kill each other every 5 seconds because from one person from one other tribe is coming to this territory. So why in the States we would have cities where 3 blocks over, you can't go over there because they're gonna try to kill you. Why don't those problems exist? Those problems exist is because they're being manufactured by the powers that be in the States. And if you look at history, it's always been like that. There's always been a force that's trying to keep like not to give them some Malcolm X like crazy joke, but like there's always been a force that's trying to keep black people from getting their shit together. And I feel like when you come to Africa, that is like one of the first times you feel like you can let your guard down and not feel that force, not feel black, and you just kind of just be. That's why I said it's kind of like a Zen like moment. Because I remember when I was walking down the street, I just realized it. Like it was just like, damn, I don't feel no stress. Like I don't feel like that burden that I always have in the States. And that's when I realized, like, yeah, damn, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of propaganda. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, mind games that's been played with us that you don't get when you come to Africa.
Let me ask you. So we got some smart asses in the comments. Hold on, let me bring something up because I'm gonna bring up something. We got some know-it-alls that keep saying Saudi Arabia has the seventh largest black population outside of Africa, which I've never heard that. But on top of that,
Yeah, I never heard that either.
we just stated that the Saudis was the first ones to start the slave trade in Africa that still lives in Africa to this day. So yes, a lot of black people that live in the United States. Are we gonna say racism doesn't live in the United States as well because they got a lot of black people? I mean, you hear how stupid that sounds? Oh, there's a lot of them here, so ain't nothing going on. Like you hear how ignorant that sounds, right? But I'm only bringing this up because it's not just one person saying this ridiculous shit. Let me pull up a video. So
Oh, you about
for
to?
everybody that thinks that Saudi Arabia is the promised land for black folks, let me pull this up for you. Hold on, because I gotta find this for the know-it-alls.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
this
Take
is
your time, bro.
guys. Oh, this is not the right video. Hold on. So here it is. If you guys know Sarah Garvey, this is a video he put on his Instagram. I mean, I'm surprised that I even have to show you guys this. Yes, Saudi Arabia ended slavery in the 1960s, which means that like my grandfather before he died in 2015, he was born in 1940, which means that if he was living in those times, he would have been a slave and I would have met him, which means that shit was very, very recent. So let's wake up. Let go to Saudi Arabia. Just do that. So let's watch this video. Hold on.
Chat to me. Go chat to your Muslim brethren as to how they view black people before you come and chat to me. Don't dare ever.
Sorry, I wasn't even playing a video for y'all. Oh, yes, I was.
Yeah, it was playing.
2.8 million women work as maids in the Middle East. Many have their passports confiscated on arrival.
So being confiscated, so I guess they have a huge black population in Saudi Arabia is because they can't fucking leave when they get there. So of course they got a big population. They ain't going nowhere once they get there.
And some find themselves trapped inside homes where they're overworked, underpaid, and physically abused.
Apa menuna chale.
So that's Saudi Arabia. You got a girl falling off of a damn balcony, or not even a balcony. She just on the window. It looked like, and instead of her being helped by the person recording, she just decided to record her. And that's where we got. That's what that's. Oh, they got a big population over there. They got a big black population. This is what you're talking about.
And physically
Yeah.
abused.
You get getting hit in the face with a
Yeah,
belt.
you wanna get,
They don't think of
bro, you not scared of
You
getting
got another girl
demonetized
about
for
to
this?
fall off the balcony. Huh?
You ain't scared of
Nah.
getting the video demonetized?
No.
you as a human being. They think you as a slave to them. I went to the police station and I stayed there for 3 weeks. They called my boss and my boss was like, "Don't let her leave. We still need her."
So black people over here will think.
So, big black population. Go over there and join them. Stop saying stupid shit in my comments. So anyway, Tokyo Chanel says, "Kid greatness." Earlier, you mentioned that Rwandans are afraid to talk or express themselves. Do you think this is due to political oppression?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back to Rwanda one day, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, okay, even if you talk to Rwandans, like they will never really give you like their true opinion about stuff. Because this is what they told me. Like, there's so many like spies around, so everybody is so distrustful. So like, I'm pretty sure you experienced this too. Also, what you were there, did you see like when you talk to people, people was always kind of like they was always kind of nervous. Like, who are you? They weren't really like open like Kenyans and like Ugandans are. They was always like looking at you like, yo, is he like what is he trying to get from me? And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, but look, Rwanda's a beautiful place, but how their government and their checkered past, yeah, you're not gonna get the most welcome invite. You're gonna still have a good time. People are cool, but if you mention like political stuff or you start saying the wrong thing, people are gonna like get their ass away from you. And don't be surprised if somebody run up on you and try to take your camera if you're trying to record something. Like, because yeah, Rwanda is a beautiful place, but it has a lot of things going on, like with political stuff.
Yeah. That has a lot to do with the history, with the whole genocide and all that going on, and they have a dictator.
Yeah. See, I didn't want to say it, bro. That's why I didn't want to say it. You said it because I want to go back to Rwanda.
I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, it is. In my opinion, I mean, well, you want to go back. I ain't got no reason really to go back. So, but I don't think. I don't think that. I mean, it is what it is. If they ask me. So, let me ask you this. This is a really important one for us men. Do you guys feel that, or let me not you guys, do you think, is it okay to be a man in Africa? You know, United States, if you're too confident, oh, bring that down. That's toxic masculinity. Oh, you ask a girl to make a glass of water, you want her to be a slave. She shouldn't, y'all should go 50-50 and you should cook breakfast and serve her. You can't be a man. Do you find that there's some sort of male oppression in Africa?
Nah, it's a-okay to be a man. Like most African cultures are patriarchy. Like let's keep it a buck. Like, yeah, it's definitely okay to be a man. Like you didn't really experience feminism. Like if you experience a girl who's on that feminist tip, that's probably where you should run away. Cause like I feel like you really have to seek that out. Like either she's in at least if she's sprouting that nonsense, she's had to be consuming a lot of Western media and not the good kind. And she has to really embrace that because it's against the culture. Like usually the man is the leader. Like in Africa, the man is the leader. Like it's no questions asked. Like it's to the point where like, yeah, if a woman get out of line, like, and I'm not encouraging this, but if a woman get out of line, she could get hands put on her easy, and nobody's gonna do nothing. Like literally, when I got my phone snatched in Tanzania, I went to the police department to report it, and this dude was beating on his wife, and so they came in to make a report, and you see them talking, right? And you see her crying or whatever, and then like the police was just like, "Yo, you got to go back to your husband, honey. We can't do nothing." Like it's like that out here. Like, I mean, I'm not encouraging that part, but yeah, if you want to be a man to like the fullest extent, come to Africa. Well, at least I'm gonna say East Africa because that's my most experience. Yeah, none of that like, yeah, oh he's too toxic or he's spreading and all this other not. You ain't gonna hear that bullshit in no damn Africa. Like, I mean, that's one of the good things about Africa. Like, that's what I love about Africa. Like, Africa seems like common sense prevails a lot. Like Africa has its flaws, but like most things about like common sense is usually like, okay, yeah, men are gonna be men, or if you want to take it to the next like the whole like LGBTQ thing, like that ain't rocking in Africa. Like in Uganda is outlawed. It's against the law to do that. So I feel like as far as like those common sense things, Africa is on point. I'm not gonna say all things, but like being a man, traditional roles, yes, Africa is on point for that.
Yeah, we got another $5 super chat from Inspired Truth Broadcast. It says, "Good job pulling the receipts. There's also inhumane treatment of refugees trying to cross." Yes, I've seen Saudi border guards or border patrol or military, whoever they were. There was some sort of authority chasing out Africans on the border trying to cross, which, say what you want about it, just a fact. Thank you for the super chat. I want to address this. This is not a super chat, but he says America is low-key more corrupt than Africa. I mean, look at the election right now. I want to talk about corruption. Everywhere in the world is corrupt because the governments are ran by human beings. I want you to name one perfect human being that's in a government right now. I don't think there is one. So there's always going to be corruption because they're humans. I mean, I'm pretty sure majority of you people in the chat, if you was running a place, it'd probably be a shithole if y'all was running it, but it's going to be corrupt. Now, here's the thing. Corruption in America is different than corruption in Africa. Corruption in Africa is accessible to pretty much everybody. Like in certain countries in Africa or in a lot of Africa, if you want the police to do something bad to somebody, it can be done for $10, $15, $20. Now, if we want to multiply what the currency conversion is, let's say $1 is like five, it spends like how 5 does in Kenya. Well, if it's $20 US to do something, and not saying it in Kenya, but in some African country, let's say it's $20 to do something that's illegal and corrupt. That's $100 in their money. Don't you think in the United States, if it was that cheap to bribe a police, you can't bribe no. If you bribe a police officer with $100 in the United States, you will go to jail. That's not enough money. They're not gonna start considering a bribe until they're getting to several thousand, because the United States doesn't play about police corruption on that level anymore. You have to have some bread to bribe police in the United States. So you do not have the same corruption because it is not as accessible in the United States as it is in Africa. Okay?
Yeah.
In places like Brazil, it's very well known that you can buy your way out of jail. That's a very well-known thing that happens in Brazil. Can't do that in the States because most people in jail don't have that type of money to buy their way out of jail, and it's probably just not going to happen. So,
I gotta add something to that because I do agree with you, because a lot of people say like corruption, these shadow organizations, Illuminati, all this. Yeah, it basically comes down to human nature, common sense. Like if you are in power, anybody that has power doesn't want to lose that power. It so it's not like a big conspiracy theory. Like if you were running the country, like if your family were kings and queens, y'all not gonna want to go from being kings and queens to be normal people ago. Y'all gonna set stuff in place to set up your next generation, the next generation. But the corruption in Africa is highly, highly accessible to everybody. That is the good thing and the bad thing about Africa is the corruption. Because if your money's right, the world is your oyster. There's nothing you can't do. Like there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't buy. Like you can go to Africa and buy a degree. But if you want to be what you call it, a physicist, go buy the degree. You need your license, go buy your license. Anything you can buy. Like it's not the question. It's whether you know the person. The only question is, do you know the person and do you have enough money to buy? That's Africa. But that's also on the flip side, it kind of works against Africa too, though, because if you're trying to do things the right way, it's going to slow things down. So, since it's so corrupt in Africa, I wouldn't say America's more corrupt than Africa. There's no way in fucking hell. Like, that's a dumbass comment. You need to go read a fucking book. But the thing is, when you're trying to do things the right way, you have to grease some palms. Cause like if you try to do like in Tanzania, I tried to like open a business. I was ready, tried to put the money down. Motherfuckers did not want to sign the contract. It's just like the things you have to do. Like if I want to open a business the right way, it would take me like 3 years, 5 years. But if I just pay, like, okay, give this person $1,000 here, give this person like $3,000 here, give this person $5,000 here, you could probably be up and running in probably like a month. So it's a double-edged sword when it comes to corruption in Africa. If you have a bunch of money, it's beautiful. But if you want to do things the right way, that shit could be a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got another super chat right here from Frank Nelms. He sent $10. I lived in Sierra Leone for 4 months and rented a house with a few friends. These brothers are telling the truth because they have been there. Shut up and go, then talk. Yes, a lot of people that have a lot of critiques about Africa have not been. A lot of people that have critiques about anything in general that I put on YouTube, you haven't been anywhere. You know, the majority of people, I need to start doing I need to stop doing vlogs and just start talking on the couch because I'd be the richest guy in the travel space. Because the guys that are getting a lot of Patreon and all that stuff, they ain't even showing you these places. They ain't even show. We actually out there showing y'all this stuff. So please go there and then talk.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super
Can I
chat.
say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Yeah, bro. Like I'm at the point where I don't even want to do vlogs no more. Cause like why am I doing vlogs? Like I'm going out here, I'm putting myself in precarious situations. I'm going to areas people don't go to, walking around, doing all this. And dudes could sit in a computer chair and get thousands of dollars by saying absolute nonsense, have no idea how the country operates at all. They couldn't tell you shit about how the country actually operates, but they get thousands of dollars. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I should do that too. Maybe I should just walk, sit my happy ass down in front of a camera and just spew complete nonsense and say, yeah, they love brothers here. And then just make thousands of dollars and say, yay, yay. Because like this shit is retarded. Like, why put all this work? Like, do you know how hard it is? Like, when you shoot a vlog, it's not just like an hour you're walking around. That's like a full day's work. Like you could spend at least like 8 hours. If you want to do a good vlog, that's a good 8 hours. And then you put this information out there. Most of all, people don't appreciate it. They critique the shit out of it. Like, oh, bro, you should have did this different. Oh, why you didn't fucking go tell the guy who was fucking what was it, crossing the street wrong? Go tell him that you're not supposed to do that. And in America, he would have been in jail. Like, motherfucker, you go tell him that. You go correct these motherfuckers. Like, so yeah, I'm on that wave too, bro. Like, I'm about to sit my happy ass down. It just on a computer chair. It just say shit like, yeah, this is how the country is. This is how it is. And they love brothers there. Come here. They love brothers here. Like, oh yeah, yeah. There's no people here. Yeah, they no, yeah, there's a genocide going on. But no, they love brothers here. The chicks, they love brothers here. Just come here. Like this shit is fucking stupid, bro. That shit get on my fucking nerves, bro. Yo, bro, it does, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds about right. So, what are some of the most, let's say, enriching experiences in Africa that you've experienced that you think men should experience when they go there?
Like, okay, when you say enriching, are you talking about like spiritually, socially,
Like for me,
like financially?
I like to try strange foods, right? I like to do that culture. Yeah, I like that. So when I was in West Africa
Yeah.
in Ghana, I tried the rat, the big bushmeat rat, the rat that's like bigger than my head. His body is bigger than my head, and if I was holding him right here, he probably touched down to my belly button. A huge rat. That's, I mean, it's not life changing, but it was just a great experience to be able to try that kind of food. What are some things that you went to? Let me just rephrase the question. What are some things you experienced in Africa that you feel like if you go to Africa, you cannot leave without doing this?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like, yeah, there's a lot of crazy foods out here. I'm like you. I like every country. I try to try some crazy foods. Um, if you're in Tanzania, just especially for the brothers, if you're in Tanzania and you have the opportunity to go to like a Singeli party, I believe that's how I'm saying it right, Singeli. Yeah, Singeli. Or you go to an event where they're doing traditional Singeli. Do you know what Singeli is?
No, I don't. I believe I've heard that
All right,
word,
so
but I don't know what it is.
let me break it down to you. So Singeli is like basically like a traditional dance in like Tanzania. It's like a whole style, its own music. So the girls wear like, like those big gowns they wear in Tanzania, the colorful ones.
Yeah.
So they wear those. And basically how the music is, like they literally just like twerk. It's like it's the craziest thing. It like when I say twerk, they put on a show. Like they're on the ground. It's damn near the most like, oh, how can I say this? It's damn near the most like traditional, like it's like a strip club basically. Like I can't even say that. It's like it's basically like a strip show with clothes on. So if you ever get a chance to see that, like if you want to see a little bit of it, I got a video when I went to Hamisa Alberto's video. But yeah, it's like so many things you could do. Like that's just one example. Like you wouldn't expect that because like all these women are dressed like they're dressed like they're innocent. But then it just turns and they just start twerking, they doing splits on the ground, they doing all this crazy jump. So it's like a clash in like conservatism and raunchiness put together. And I feel like in Africa, especially like East Africa, like you have like those blendings of like these two weird things that you wouldn't think go together. But when they put them together, it's like it's crazy. Like Singeli, the foods, like some of the places you would go. I'm trying to think of other crazy stuff in Tanzania because like I spent a lot of time in Tanzania. Yeah, it's like places like you would go somewhere and you expect like, okay, if you go to like Kinondoni, like which basically like the hood, and you kind of just like hanging out, you expect to get robbed, but dudes out there showing love, like dudes out there showing love, dudes out there like giving you drinks. So I feel like there's so much because I feel like we have so much bad programming in the States that like when we get around other black people, we kind of always think they got bad intentions. I don't know, maybe that's me, but I feel like yeah, there's like when you get a lot of black people around, especially you got a lot of black dudes around, you expect like, okay, shit could pop off at any time. Somebody gonna step on somebody's shoe, somebody gonna meme up somebody the wrong way, and it's gonna just shit gonna happen. But in Africa, I feel like just with the culture and everything, we're so more welcoming that you have these experiences where you can like have like Singeli, like which is like in a conservative country, they twerk. And it's cool. Like and the crazy part is like with the Singeli, when the ladies are twerking, there's kids there. So it's not like this raunchy thing. It's just like part of their culture. And I see like that's a lot in Africa. Like it's like they're way more like open-minded to certain things. Cause I feel like the States, we've gotten very, very closed-minded. Like we think like everything's bad, or if this chick's dressed like this is bad, this is this, if this turkey is bad, or whatever. But I feel like Africa is more open-minded, and that gives you a more rich experience in the culture. And those chicks be looking sexy when they twerk it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Bro, I don't know how you did experience that when you was there, bro. Like, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I got to see that. I don't think I got to see that part of Tanzania. But about African culture, how does the music and the art? Because I would say that the best art I've seen in the world was in Ghana. Art I've seen in the world was there out of the 25 countries I've been to. How does the music change the entire experience? Because for me, music was a huge factor in how that experience went. Especially because I'm around a bunch of black people. I'm not hearing Chief Keef uh, talking about shooting people while I'm trying to look at some ass in the club. You know, that's how it is in America. You try to look at some ass, and I'm like, where play some Pretty Ricky or some R. Kelly or something. Damn, what's up with this gangster music they playing at the club with all these chicks around? Now, how was that different in
Yeah.
Africa with the music they played?
Yeah, I feel like music plays a big part of the experience in Africa. Like, because because like music is part of the culture. It's like there's certain things in Africa you can't do without the music. Like I feel like that's why like I feel like Africans like so more grounded. Like I feel like they're way more grounded than we are. Cause like I feel like in Africa they never lost touch with like the earth and the spiritual realm. So like you could kind of feel that in like when they do like certain traditional music and other things. And like in the art, like the art is like ridiculous, bro. Like it's easy to wander around. Like you'll be wandering around some random town in like Kenya or Tanzania, and you'll find like a sculptor or a painter with the most ridiculous art, like just like on the side of the road. And you're like, damn, if this dude went to the States and he got an audience, he could be selling this for like, yo, 20, $50,000 a pop, easy. So I don't know. I just feel like they never lost touch with like the earth. Like I know it sounds cheesy and shit like that, but they never lost touch with their spiritual side, and they're so grounded that it gives them like a window into the world that we don't have in the States. And oh my god, yeah, and the fucking talking about that fucking like playing Chief Keef and fucking drill all night in a fucking club. That shit is ridiculous. That if when you come to Africa, your ass is gonna have fucking fun because they're gonna play Afro beats, reggae, and amapiano, and chicks are gonna be dancing, and chicks are gonna want you to dance with them. It ain't gonna be that shit like you go to fucking wall like this, or you fucking in your section with no girls looking crazy and shit. Like when you come to Africa, people want to have fun when they go out. I feel like when dudes go out in the States, half the dudes probably looking to get girls, other dudes, half of them is looking to start a problem. Like easy. So yeah, music is a big part, art is a big part. If you're really into art, sculptures and all that, definitely come to Africa. You could get a bunch of nice pieces for cheap. Like it's some very, very talented. Like it's crazy how much talent is on the continent and it goes by unappreciated. Like you see so many talented people and they're just like they're making peanuts. That's what I'm saying. There's so much opportunity here. Because like, what if somebody just came here and built the infrastructure for these people to like take their talents and use it to the full extent? Like, the sky is the limit. Like also, I know like you, for example, like you get all your clothes tailored in Kenya, right?
I have not
Like,
bought.
how
I
much
have
would you
not went
spend
shopping.
for the quality? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna just like set the stage for you, like how much you think you would have spent for the craftsmanship and the quality that you spent in Kenya compared to the United States.
Well, this outfit that I got on right now that my audience likes to call a romper. I bought this romper for about $75, custom made. It may be a romper to y'all, but I done wore this romper, as y'all know, about 150 times, and it fits the same way how it did when I first started wearing it, and I've washed it numerous times, no problem. It's for me. Now, this $75 romper will probably have been $200 in the United States. The shirts that I would get made by my tailor in Nairobi, which you guys will see whenever I get back, $75 a shirt. I tried to get stuff made in the United States. They wanted 150 a shirt for the same quality. Keep in mind that's what I'm talking about. For the same quality, 150 a shirt. Now you guys can go to and I've had tailors in 3 countries in Africa. When I was in Rwanda, the tailor there had A1 clothing, A1 fabrics, A1, same price, same price. So if you're getting custom stuff made, don't. I haven't went shopping for clothes since I got my clothes in Kenya. Like I bought socks and underwear and them Puma tank tops. I buy gym clothes. I buy gym clothes out of my out of the store because I don't want my tailor. I don't see the need in him making gym clothes. I don't see the need. But this type of stuff, yeah. So I would get that stuff made while you're in Kenya. And if you guys are interested in me guiding you on exactly what you want to do, where to stay, where to get your stuff made, go to theaustinholloman.com. The first page that pops up, click the button that says become a client, or you can read and scroll all the way to the bottom if you're not fully convinced. Read the stuff that's going to convince you there and click the book button that's at the bottom of the page. I will show you guys at the bottom. Now, at the end of the stream or at the end of our interview. So let me ask you this. This is something that's very important. How do you feel about the expats in Africa? I'm going to let you know right now. The expats that I really, really enjoy being around, and I don't have like any enemy expats or any expats that they feel some sort of way about me or they just weren't cool. They were kind of awkward. The best expats that I've seen in Africa were in Nairobi. Like I like the expats in Tanzania too, but if you guys have been to Tanzania, you guys do know like they got some expats out there that's on some real bullshit, like robbing other expats. You go watch my interview with Mark Meets Africa. He talks about how he got extorted not by a local. Africa is not a lot of places. Africa is not dangerous from the locals, usually from the places I went to. It's usually dangerous from the other people. And even when I was all on the news in Brazil, that was pretty much fueled by a black American man that's on the down low that reached out to a feminist in Brazil to push that. So Americans can be your worst enemy in a lot of these places. Just throwing that out there. But would you agree that Kenya has the best expats that you've seen in Africa?
Yeah, Kenya has the best. Okay, I'm gonna answer the question in general, like just. But yeah, I would agree with you. Kenya has the best. But from my experience, because I lived in Tanzania for like almost a year, so there was a lot of crazy shit going on there. Like I had multiple conversations with Mark and other people who had seen it. Yeah, it's just like, and for the most part, a lot of expats in a lot of these countries like are weird for the most part. 'Cause, like in other countries, I'm talking about like Thailand, Philippines. you're gonna once you start traveling a lot, you're gonna notice that a lot of people you run into are usually trying to like build a new identity or something like that. They're trying to run away from something in their past or they got some type of issue. So I want to preface it by saying that. So don't expect when you're traveling a lot to be running, you're gonna run into a lot of cool brothers. Like you're gonna meet people on their last dollar and they're gonna look at you as a come up. And like I helped a couple brothers out in Thailand when I was living in Thailand because they ran out of money or they got robbed by chicks like that. So when you travel a lot, don't have high expectations for expat. Actually, you should actually vet a lot of these people because you don't really know what their true intentions are. Because a lot of these expats are living down bad. But back to the subject, Kenya, yeah, Kenya has the best expat. I don't know why though. Like, I guess it's just because how like Nairobi is and how like the vibe of Kenya, it just attracts good people. Because I know Tanzania, a lot of expats out from Tanzania was like into like um they were like Hebrew what is the word for it? The Israelites. Yeah, it was the Israelites. And they was into like some weird spiritual junk. There was a couple of dudes out there trying to start like polygamous tribes. I forgot what old boy explained to me what he was trying to do. But yeah, there was a lot of like buffoonery going out in Tanzania. But for some reason, Kenya, you can find a lot of solid brothers who were actually successful in the States and now they're taking their talents to Kenya. That's why I love Kenya so much. It's like, it's not just the people that live there, that not just the Kenyans, but the quality of people that Kenya attracts and the investment that's in Kenya too. Like, cause you got Microsoft headquarters over there. You got PwC. So you're gonna have a different quality of expat you're gonna run into on a daily basis, especially if you get into the right circles. It'll be easy for you to develop a social. If you're a good brother and you got good social skills, you're good to be around, you're intelligent. It's pretty easy for you to build a social circle with a couple dudes that's a millionaires already. Like you can be rubbing elbows with the top of society. Like literally, like I was in Nairobi for what 3 months the first time, and like my social circle is basically the top of society. like, like I know dudes on TV. I know dudes who's like I know dudes that have connections with the government. Like if I need something done, like, yo, bro, what's good? Yo, I need this done. All right, let me call you back in like 30 minutes. Let me hit my connect. What other country could you go to and be there for 3 months and be rubbing shoulders with the elites? I can't name any. Austin, can you name any?
I tell you what, when I was in Brazil, man, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that in Brazil. I wasn't running into that. I'm not saying you can't, but it's the ease, how easy and how fast it happens in Africa. Because it happened to me in Uganda and Tanzania too. But in Kenya, it was just super easy, super easy. It's just the vibe. I don't know. It's something about Kenya where that's just a lot easier than it is in most places I've been to. So, last question I'm gonna ask you, and then we're gonna open up a panel for a little bit. Do you feel like going to Africa, you are able to leverage your experiences that you have and inspire and help out the black community back in the United States, or just put it out there? Hey, you like it or not? Come with me. Which one do you think?
All right. So I look at myself as a catalyst for change. So what I would want to do is I would want to inspire brothers to come back to the continent and leverage your experience. Cause like we went over this earlier, there's so much opportunities there. Like you can build a whole new life. Like I knew a dude who went to the States. This is a Kenyan guy. He went to the States. He kind of crashed out. Like he had a hard time. He crashed out. He came back to Kenya with the knowledge that he gained from the States. My man is chilling right now, yo. He owns 3 properties. He got some B&B set up. Like he's like, bro, if I never went to the States and had that mentality change, I don't know where I would be. Now imagine we have that mentality in us already. That's all we know. So if we brought that to a Kenya, to a Uganda, or to a Tanzania, like the edge that we have with our business acumen, like I said, like one of the biggest issues that I see in like Africa is like they have big customer service issues. So if you open a business and you provide excellent customer service, that'll be a game changer. Because like dudes is used to like people losing their stuff or people like taking 3 weeks to get back. So if you go like, okay, yo, I'm gonna do this at this time, you come pick it up, and you do that, and people oh damn, I don't have to wait 3 weeks to get something that should take like 2 days. Oh, I'm coming in all the time, and word spread around, bro. You in business, like who's gonna compete with you? Because they don't really care. And I'm talking about all countries, but some they just don't care, like bro. So you could just your edge could just be customer service, doing things you said they do. Because like in Africa, there's something called like they call different things. Like you got Swahili time in Tanzania. Like if you trying to do something at 2, or you got a meeting at 2, you ain't showing up to 6 o'clock because they ain't gonna be there at 6 o'clock. Whatever time they say they're gonna be at, add 4 hours. Now imagine if you came over here and you did things right. You was dependable. That's going to be a game changer. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, you don't need like any specialized really skills. You can use your common sense that you gained in the States and come to Africa and do your thing. Like, easy. Oh, but bro, one thing though, I did want to ask you one question though, before we open up the panel. And then like the panel could come in.
Okay.
Because this is a question, because we both been to a lot of countries. How would you compare your dating experience with your dating experience in like East Africa? Well, you've been to both. You've been in Africa to South America and Asia. How would you compare that, bro?
Well, we can't really compare Asian dating experience because out of 4 countries and 9 cities in Asia, I probably dated. I probably actually went on dates with 2 women, 3, and I was there for like 4 months. Because you know they're not really cutting it for me in Asia. But if we want to compare Latin America to Africa, I love both of them for dating. I love them. I don't feel like you can't be a man in Latin America because that's far from the truth. Because the Brazilian men are very masculine. You know, the ones that are there, they're very masculine. That you don't feel like you're gonna get peer pressured into being soft for sure. Uh, but you'll run into more feminism in Latin America, depending on what country you're at. But like if you go to Chile, if you go to Argentina, if you go to Brazil for sure, you will run into feminism more than you would in Colombia, Paraguay, Uruguay, in my experience. In Chile too, you would have feminism there as well. But that doesn't mean that feminism is an issue. It's just something that's just not, ideal. It's just something you want to stay away from. But in Africa, I noticed that you're just not really gonna run into it. They both have good hygiene. One thing that the Latin chicks have on the African chicks is that African chicks do not go to the gym. Now that does not mean that they're out of shape. They just born ready right out of the box. It seems like brand new right out of the box. They're ready, but they don't go to the gym. So if you like that, some of them do, but it's just not common. Like when I would go to the gym in Africa, I probably see 3 women in the gym. If it's 30 people in the gym, like 3 or 4 of them are women. It's just a bunch of men in there working out. I saw that in West and East Africa. I heard in South Africa it's different though, but they don't go to the gym. They're both late. You know, if you set a date in Kenya, yeah, she's gonna be an hour or two late. Cause some dudes are like, I seen some dudes, these ultra red pill guys, like, oh, like if a chick shows up late to the date, I'm just not gonna talk to her. Yeah, you're gonna be at a dry spell the entire time you in Africa. You are not, they are not going to be on time. The same way how in Colombia, every time I went on a date in Colombia, it seemed like they were guaranteed to show up at least an hour late. Guaranteed. Like 9 times out of 10, they would show up at least an hour late, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just how. That's the culture. So I don't know which one is better for me. I don't know which, if dating in Africa is better for me or dating in Latin America. I will say another thing that Africa has over Latin America is that whole white worship shit. I didn't really see that until I got back to Latin America the second time, and I went to 6 additional countries and maybe an additional 10 cities. You know, when I got more experience in Latin America, I was like, oh, this is that white worship that they talking about. That's what they talk about. In Africa, I went to 7 countries and I went to about 10 cities. Didn't really see what people was talking about. You know, I didn't see that. So I don't know. They
Yeah.
kind of had a tie for me, man. It's safer to date in Africa. Like if you worried about getting kidnapped and drugged, that can happen anywhere, but in Africa, that's not really on your mind as much. Yeah, I remember when I was in Peru, I don't know if you seen, there was a video. I was talking to a chick, and we had hung out a couple times. She had been on the live and all that, and my subscribers donated for us to get an Airbnb so she could do a video where she's cooking dinner, just her and I. Then she said she had to lie to her mom, so she asked if her friend could come over. That was already pushing it, but I'm like, okay, I got my other Airbnb. If I feel like something is up, I'll just leave and go back to my spot. Leave them alone. Then the closer it got to us coming to the Airbnb, or her coming to the Airbnb, because I was already there, she asked, could she bring a male friend with her? And then reiterated that it would be okay if somebody she really trusts. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care if you talk until you blue in the face. Like, you're not bringing a guy. I just met you like 4 or 5 days ago. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know that y'all are either about to try to rob me or about to try to rob and kidnap me or hold me for something. Something ain't right about this shit. You know, so in Africa, I was never really put in, like, if a chick asks, can a guy come over, you're throwing a party. Like, you got a party you're throwing, and she asking, can she bring one of her male friends? Not, I'm about to cook dinner for us. Can my homeboy come over? No, your fucking homeboy can't come over. Why would he need to come over? This is basically like a date.
Yeah. Yeah. I would give you my opinion, bro. I feel like, well, okay, I'm not gonna say I would compare it to Asia because I haven't been to South America yet. I've been to Asia and the Caribbean, and now I just went to Europe. So I'm gonna say my reservation for South America, but I feel like Africa is the best, hands down. If you want to date, if you're looking for something serious, if you're looking for a wife, you can find it in Africa. Like it's I don't think there's no comparison between Asia. Like and Asia is cool. Like I like Thailand. Thai girls are cool. Cambodian girls are cool. Filipinos, they're nice. But like I feel like in Africa, when you find the right girl, like she there's nothing she won't do for you. Like I was always surprised by how much the African girls are willing to do for you. Like just like the cleaning your shoes, besides just cleaning your shoes stuff, it's just like their mentality is like they want to serve their man. Like they look at you like you're a team and like you're the leader. So I want to support you to the best they can. And I'm not gonna say like all the women are perfect. That is not true. That is not true. There's gonna be crazy women everywhere. That's why I said when you find the right woman. if you're messing with slave queens and all that, they're gonna open up your pockets, bro. They gonna open up your pockets. Like I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care how much game you want. Try to run game on some slave queens and tell me about that experience when your fucking ass is broke. But if you find the right woman, like it's amazing how much they're so supportive. Like and like I experienced that because I dated a couple of chicks seriously, and they was always like, "Oh, like how can we do this? Like how can we get better? How can we do this?" I'm like, "Damn, oh shit! Like you really about this? Like I don't even with you like for like a month, and you trying to take over the fucking world? Like it's like nothing I can say that you won't do. Like that's why I feel like Africa's the best. Like I haven't really. The only other place I'd say like I felt that cooperation was probably Thailand. But the thing is, I don't think dudes are gonna really find that in Thailand because they're in fucking Pattaya, with a city that's like 90 to 95% prostitutes. That's where all the brothers is going. So they probably never gonna experience that. They're never gonna try to get outside the bubble. But yeah, that level of cooperation that I experienced in Africa, and this is multiple times and in multiple countries. So that's what I'm saying. Cause like I lived in Tanzania, I've been in Kenya, now I'm in Uganda right now. Like it's crazy the amount of cooperation. And this is what passport bros say they want, though, right? They want that cooperation. They want fit, feminine, and submissive, but they completely write off the continent of Africa. Like every time I mention, oh guys, like I just came from Colombia, I'm like, yo, you should go to Kenya. Oh, yo, yeah, the chicks look at me over there, bro. But motherfuckers ain't trying to come over here. They ain't trying to go to Uganda. They ain't trying. So I'm like, are y'all really looking for women, or are y'all really looking for pros? Like, cause like the women over here, like I mean, I'm not saying like not in Colombia, Brazil, there's not like good women. Of course, there's good women there, but like from the standards and some of the shit that I seen dudes go through, that the stories I heard, and how they be getting played, but that never gets broadcast on YouTube that much. And from my experience of what I've seen, and how like ordinary dudes like, oh, it's okay to not be rich. Like you meet other like Kenyans or Tanzanians, and they wife look good as hell, and they not making a bunch of fucking bread. Like, is she rocking with them? Like, there's even the slave queens that I know, like that's taking bread from the foreigners and taking care of they dude that's living in Kinadoni, that's living in Kibera. So that's what I'm saying. I think Africa's the best, but I'm gonna save judgment to say the best in the world until I go to South America and experience it. But Asia, Europe, and like North America, I'll say Africa got itself beat. There is some flaws. We could talk about that. I know you want to open the panel, but we could talk about that if that comes up during the panel.
Yeah, I dropped the link like 5 times. We're gonna end the stream here in a minute if don't nobody call in at midnight, which is in 15 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream if don't nobody call in. So Marley Tally sent $10. Thank you for the super sticker. I want to address a comment that I saw. This propaganda. So Michael says some of y'all are kind of pathetic. Women 100% want black men, but 90% of y'all not in shape and don't have swag. I can agree with the second part. The first part, women 100% want black men. I would say a lot of women are open to black men. When we say want, I'm hearing prefer. Like, I'll smash an Asian chick. I swear to God, I don't prefer them. The next one is from him again. Austin is even bare minimum for fitness, and most of y'all ain't even on that level. Let me tell you something. If you call my level of fitness bare minimum, then that you are dealing with a fetish. Because if you got to get any better than I am, you getting into bodybuilder status. And that means she just want this big black Hulk. You know, like what if you gotta, you might as well stay in the United States. Let's just say that, right? Because if you got to be better than my fitness, right? I'm not perfect, but I know for sure most dudes ain't on my level of fitness. So if you got to be any better than this, you pretty much got to be a fucking god. Like a Austin Dunham that can do. He can be in push-up position with his legs at a 90-degree angle, and all in the air and doing one arm human flags and shit. If you got to be able to do all that to get a snow bunny, she don't like you. She want to hit it and quit it more than you do. She said African women desire white men more than any of black men. You're not going to get that genuine burning desire. Yeah, it doesn't sound like you've been there. And if that was the case, whenever they were colonized, the majority of Africa would look like Latin America, mixed. It's not mixed.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. You're not gonna get burning desire. That's how you can tell these motherfuckers don't travel. They don't go nowhere. Or they just don't get girls. Like bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, okay, I would say a white guy in Africa, they do get, but like it's like around the world though. Like I'm not gonna say it's to the extent like well, let me see. Asia is kind of OD though. Yeah, I be acting over there. It's kind of OD. But yeah, it's not like they're gonna say like they're not gonna want white guys. Like white guys have a status around the world. Like it's not just about dating, it's just about business too. Like if you bring a white guy to a meeting in Africa, like they're probably gonna take that shit way more serious. It was just like a couple brothers, like, but that's just the perception that they have around the world. But that burning desire shit was fucking retarded, bro. You need to. I don't even know what to say. Right?
How Lord Hybrid sent $50 on a super chat. Thank you very much. How are the gyms in Kenya and East Africa compared to nice gyms in the United States? I will tell you this. The gym that I go to in Kenya, I had two of them I went to. One of them was all right. It was nice. It had a 4-star restaurant, it seemed like, with some top quality food, a patio with a bar, couches, couches outside, nice, comfortable couches. Nice. That was an all right gym, but there was a gym inside the mall that I used to go to, and they were both about, one was $80 a month, the other one was like $100. The gyms are not cheap in Africa at all.
Yeah.
Like I have yet to find a cheap gym over there that's not getting close to $100 a month. So you guys that are used to $25 Smart Fit gym memberships, yeah, it's gonna be good luck finding that when you get to Africa. I don't know why they're so expensive, but they're not. They're not cheap. That one was like one of the best gyms I've been to in the world. The other one I went to, that was about $80 a month. About $80, and you had classes that they would do. You had all the equipment, stairmasters, elliptical machines, treadmills. I mean, they had, if you like to do leg day, they don't just have the regular leg extension. They had the regular one, and they had the one for individual legs, so you could put a certain amount of weight on each leg. Like it was a very advanced gym, and it was in the mall that had a lot of restaurants in the mall, and there was a patio with a lot of restaurants outside. So you definitely get your money's worth. And they had pre-workout in there, supplements, all that kind of stuff. If you guys are wanting to join the panel, make sure you're on camera. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Let's go ahead and bring up the first guest. What's going on?
What it do? What it do, fellas? How y'all young brothers doing this evening?
Doing extra well. Extra well.
I'm good, bro.
That's what's up. Hey, bro, you in Turkey, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I need you to check out the Sword of Muhammad and the Staff of Moses. That's over there in Turkey somewhere. I ain't for sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure you probably could pull it up on StreamYard right now.
The Staff of
That'd be some great.
Moses.
Yeah, the Staff of Moses, weapon of mass destruction. You right there next to it. Well,
Let
allegedly,
me
the
see. Staff
staff
of
that
Moses
he's
in Turkey.
yeah.
Topkapi Palace is it says where it's at. Tokapi, to top copy, top copy palace.
And the Sword of
That's
Muhammad.
in Istanbul. So I went to this palace that they're talking about. I've been to this place.
Oh man, they ain't
I
tell
don't
you
think I
about the
saw it.
staff.
No, I
You
didn't
got
see this.
yeah, you gotta ask them about it. You know, they're gonna keep the black man from that. You know that, you part of Moses. You know that? You in the bloodline, boy. They gonna keep that from you.
Oh, actually, I didn't go to this place. It's showing a different one now. Let me see maps. Let me see how far that is from me.
Yeah, and the Sword of Muhammad there too. And I think the
Okay, I'm gonna go
sword
check it out tomorrow.
yeah, definitely get that content, bro. I want to see you do that. I've been waiting on somebody to hit Turkey to out there get that. And you think about
Yeah,
coming back
bro.
to Africa?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there next week for sure. For sure, next week.
Hey man, look, to be 100 with y'all boys, you see it's a movement going on, right? Like I'm in Burkina Faso right now. It's a movement going on that's real big. So you gotta kind of watch y'all moves, especially you coming out of Turkey. Watch y'all moves. You know what I'm saying? Because you do got eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Why you
like
say that?
Kid Greatness, because you making moves, bro. You're a globe trotter. You doing what the ancestors was doing. They ain't want us leaving the plantation. And y'all young brothers too. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want you leaving off the plantation talking your shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Yeah.
just watch your moves and definitely touch back down to motherland. But I think you should come fuck with me in Burkina Faso, bro. Open up you a business. A cigar bar and parlor would sound real nice around here with all this big money floating around here. Yeah,
I
you
haven't
got
Oh,
been
some.
there
really?
yet, but I would be interested in going. I've heard a lot about it.
Oh yeah. It's the front lines of the revolution right here. Yeah, big business going on right now. Big business.
Oh, all
What
right. All right.
how
So we'll,
cheap is it out there?
I mean, the currency fluctuating. The euro is what's most expensive out here right now. The euro and I think the dinar. The dollar, man, is dropping in value as y'all boys seeing through y'all travels. You know what I'm saying? The dollar is definitely dropping. So it's a lot cheaper than everywhere else you've been, you know what I'm saying? But the dollar is fluctuating. The dollar is fluctuating. You know what I'm saying? But this is the perfect place to get in tune with the international market.
okay. So, all right. So just so we can get a grasp of like what's the cost basis out there, like how much is like a one bedroom apartment out there?
Like watch that. I'm in a 1 bedroom apartment, custom ceilings. Ain't nobody never slept in it before. I dropped 400. I pay 400 a month. I mean 100 a month. I dropped 400 to move in. I think next month that's when I start paying 400 100 a month.
Oh, okay. So you're
So
paying $100 a month, and you signed the lease for 4 months, so you paid 400.
I ain't even signed no lease, no contract, no net. Just on good faith.
Oh, okay, okay. So, all right.
The
So
security
what's the
deposit.
vibe?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Nah, finish. Go ahead. Nah, my fault.
This the security deposit was more or less like the security the first couple months. So I'm guessing this month coming up, he gonna come with a contract. But I don't know. It's like right now, the people I'm dealing with is on good faith. Long as money
Mm,
good, shit, business good. You know what I'm saying? And then they want us
all right.
here.
So they want us there.
Yeah, yeah. This one of them
So
countries. Yeah.
so what's the vibes out there what's like the day-to-day life is like? Is it chill? What are the African countries you've been to so we can get like a comparison? Like that's the only country
I've
you've
been
been to,
out there
or
to
you've been
Kenya. Yeah, I was out there in Kenya over
okay.
there by USIU. I've been to Liberia. I've been to Ghana. I stopped through Ethiopia for a little bit. But nothing got the party Don't nobody. I don't think I ain't been to Nigeria yet, but I heard the Nigerians part of the hardest. But so far, ain't nobody went harder than the Kenyans yet. Kenya, they party hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kenya like
yeah, they
that's
go
shit
hard.
like
Yeah.
America. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to fuck with Uganda, but I heard Uganda, you know, they not like it's pretty much it's a little bit chiller than Nairobi because Nairobi they can go for 2 days straight, the whole weekend, no sleep, chewing on that cot.
See that cot?
Yeah, chewing on that
You
cot.
know about it. You know. But
Yeah,
no, but let me just jump
you
in
know
right quick. Let me just
that's
jump
the
in.
all natural cocaine. They give you the same effects cocaine give you, but it's all natural.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it when I was in Mombasa. I just want to mention Uganda's nightlife. Uganda's nightlife, it goes 24/7, but it's not as good as Kenya. Like they said it's the
Yeah.
best in East Africa. Nah, it's not. It's not. The ratios are terrible here. It's like 10-1, and nah. But yeah, continue. I want to just throw that in because like people make that comparison a lot. So, but yeah, you said you was like the vibe, so it's not a night scene where
I
you're
mean,
at.
it's a night scene, but it's pretty much laid back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. It's real chill. It's real chill. Now Liberia go hard too. Now Liberia go hard too. Definitely. Like you know, Liberia's the first colony that the black slaves came back to. You know what I'm saying? Down on damn, what's the name of that damn island? But Liberia, we connected. It should be directly connected to American history, and we don't know nothing about Liberia. But Liberia go hard too, bro. Like and boy, they built different from East Africans in Liberia. They built bottom heavy with little booties. Boy,
Really?
hey boy, yeah, they built like cheerleaders out there. Yeah, for sure. HBCU cheerleaders, you gonna see them everywhere. All colors, red bones. I'm like, they got red bones out here. Liberia go hard, bro. And they speak English too, but their English is different from the English in Kenya. Their English is more like deep South, Louisiana English. Like great grandma and them. They got a
Slave
southern.
English.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you. I noticed that too. Yeah, because I ran into a couple Liberians, and I was like, "Yo, where you from? Like, you from the South?" They're like, "No, I'm from Liberia." I'm like, "Oh shit."
yeah. Yeah, they sound like they're from the South. So yeah, you I think Austin, I think you'll like Liberia because you know you a southern dude, so you be like, okay, yeah, they talk like grandma now, great grandma now. You gotta listen 2 times. You like, okay, I know this English. I know this English. Hold on. Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got
I
to
know.
check that out.
Yeah, Liberia definitely, but the access to resources, that's another thing too that I want to bring to y'all boys. Y'all definitely need to get y'all hands on it ASAP. You know, anywhere you at in the continent. Liberia one, the Sahel states is another. I don't know about doing business in Kenya was a little difficult. It was a little expensive. Yeah, look, you got a lot of you got big money flow through Kenya. So doing business there was,
Yeah,
you know, it's a big competition, you know what I'm saying? So, but out this way, yeah, it's set up for you to get your hands, get some in your hands and compete. Like for instance, I'm
yeah,
making jewelry. Once I get my jewelry guys some more tools, I'm making charms, 999 that fine silver. They're only doing 18 to 22 karat gold. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got my hands on. As far as with the resources, because you want to think by you being on the continent, this is what they don't want you to find out. You got access to generational wealth. You got access to resources that they've been stealing and taking it back to America, Europe. You got access now. You can get the plug
facts.
that
Yeah,
they can't get.
that's what I've been saying. Like, especially if like you're way off the beaten path than like what we went. So yeah, it's like the more risk you're willing to take on, the greater the chance you're gonna have in Africa. Like, I don't know a lot of people in the area that you went to. Like, people say, like, even people in the chat saying like they had a coup not too long ago. So
Yeah, the
like you're deep
revolution.
in it. You're deep in it. But like that
Yeah.
creates like being in the forerunner for a situation like that is like, because this is what other cultures do. When you have absolute turmoil, prices are going to drop down dead end to zero. So this is the time you go in and scoop up. That's probably why you got your business off the ground so easy, because like people was avoiding that like the plague. Because like, yo, why would I go in to go do business there? It just had a queue. But you're like, nah, this is opportunity. This is like what you call it? Warren Buffett says, like, when there's blood in the streets, that's when you should go there and buy. Because that's when everybody want to sell at the lowest cost. So yeah, I see your game, bro. You doing your thing, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a blessing, but I gotta share the blessing with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Cause every day you got big money flying through here. You know what I'm saying? The market's finna change. The market is finna come to Africa. It's already here, but we just waiting on the flip. It's already here. You know, Zimbabwe just backed
Yeah.
their currency up with gold, so they setting the tone. Ghana just opened up their refinery. They setting the tone. Burkina Faso finna make their own currency, and they finna make this a spot where you go hoard your gold. Yeah, protect it. So any dollar you got
Mm.
is backed up by something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Now,
it's
but
it's
that's
a,
a.
it's
Oh, go ahead, finish. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
yeah, it's some big things taking place. You know what I'm saying? Big things taking place. But it ain't nothing to be scared of. It's just when Moses and them went to Pharaoh and stood up to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." That's all my president out here doing, Ibrahim, and with his comrades. You know what I'm saying? They done stood up to all the white men in the world. Like, look, man, exploitation time over with. You ain't finna just keep taking and you ain't breaking no bread. We know our value
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
This is this is why I want to say, like, you got to look at Africa from the standpoint of, like, say you have, let's say, like, you have $50,000 to invest. You
Oh
could take
man.
that $50,000 and buy a house in America, and you're gonna get appreciation. You might get some rental income. You might get like even a good deal. You might what you're looking at probably a couple $100, or you could take the VC approach, is like what Wall Street does, like venture capital, and you can take that $50,000 and split that up to 10K each and invest in maybe five different projects across the continent. And all you need is one to pop off, because if one pop off, that can create generational wealth, because you're gonna make a couple million, because you're getting on the ground floor. Like, you're going places where, like, yeah, there's no market here, or the market is very, very shallow and undeveloped. So if you go there and you create the market, you're gonna be the market. And that's what the Chinese and the Indians and the Arabs have been doing in Africa for so long. Everybody's been doing that in Africa. And now
Yep.
I want people to come to that conclusion, like, yo, why can't we take that venture capitalist approach of, like, instead of trying to play it safe? I mean, it's well more risky, but it's the risk is worth the reward. Like, if your jewelry business pop off and then you become the plug, then you could go to like the corporations over here, like, yo, you gotta run through me. Like, yo, you go get to this mine or whatever, come talk to me right quick. I ain't doing less than like
Yep.
$1 million. So like, what we talking about? But wait, but if you just like go buy a house, or you put that money into stocks, what you gonna get, like 8% per year? Nah. But you can get 100, you could get 200, you could get 10,000% return off your money. And that's why I feel like brothers are not thinking like that when they look at the continent, because that's how other people are looking at the continent, because they're getting in on the ground floor. So once they think pop off, they family gonna be good.
Yeah. And then it's kind of a no-brainer too. It ain't really a risk. Doing business on the continent. Like, for prime example, right? I'm gonna tell you the first hustle I did out here that I seen some income. chickens. I know
You
from
was
Kenya
chickens.
to
It's a chicken
Uganda,
farm.
look, from Kenya, you got how many billions of people, black people on Africa, plus others. Everybody love chickens and sweets and cakes. You need eggs to make these sweets and cakes. Man, I watched some boys in Kenya, right? I thought they was poor. They had their little hot carts and they sold the boiled eggs with the sausages, with the tomatoes and the chilies chopped up. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Dudes with the hot.
Smokies.
Yeah.
Man, on the weekends they pulled out BMWs and Range Rovers. They selling out because of the eggs and the sausages. They say the eggs is number one seller. They said one person to come through eat 10 eggs by itself, they sell out. So investing in chickens, reproduction, man, that's where the money at right now though. I'm talking about, man, people can't keep up. They trying to keep up. So you
Yeah.
said 50,000? Man, 50,000 now, why I invest in the biggest chicken coop in the motherfucking world?
She says Kenyan
And
women
boom, eggs.
gave an average white man a parade. Kenyans are not going to throw a parade for you or any black man. They desire white men more. This person is always so negative. Uh, are you talking about
That's
Mr. Beast?
I
Mr.
mean
Beast
that's
is not.
pretty true though. But you know, like Kenyans is like that. That's because they were conquered by the British. You know what I'm saying? That's just
But
part of
who is this
they.
white?
You said what happened?
Who is the white man that she talking about?
She's
Mr.
probably just
Beast.
speaking in general, just white men in general. Cause that is kind of true. The king they will choose the white boys cause security, family security. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the mental slavery they were put under. Cause they was put under too. Yeah, they got whooped in submission good. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't think. I don't know. I just didn't really see that issue when I was over there.
I mean, it won't be an issue until it's a choice to be made. The white boy or the black boy. The family gonna choose the white boy. She may choose a black dude, but 6 times out of 10, she gonna go with the white boy just cause the family.
What you think about that, kid? You see a lot of interracial relationships over there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hell yeah, bro. There's a lot of white boys. There's a lot of tattooed up white. There's a lot of white boys down the low. American white boys. Like I said, they got a whole United States University there, bro. I used to live right next to it. USIU, United States
Yeah.
International University. Bruh, boy, one of them cool ass white boys out there. You hear me? Them white girls too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard the question when I was in the kitchen. I was getting water. But what he's saying is true. There is a university out there. Like we have a university out there. I stayed in that area too for a minute. From my experience with interracial cultures, they do exist. I mean, I didn't see like a lot, but what the vibe I was getting from a lot of them, from like the friends that I seen, like I know one white dude, he's from British. I mean, he's from the UK, and he married a Tanzanian, and their relationship was cool. But I did see a lot of white dudes getting got because when they
Oh yeah, they
see
gonna get
white
that
dudes, they look at them for like resources. Like it's like a
security.
common theme, like around the world. Like they are known for having money. Like they run the richest countries. Like they run most of the businesses. It's going to be common sense that okay, if these guys are all presidents or in government for the richest countries, and then the richest businesses in the world are run by white dudes, maybe they have money. Maybe this would be a good investment because women like resources. Like They had this from the beginning of the time. So they're gonna get that. But from I haven't seen it like it's been crazy. Like, okay, if it's a white dude there and you there, he gonna get more burn than you. Cause like that never happened
Like,
to me
yeah,
personally.
they
Like
ain't stealing the show over there.
Nah, they ain't still in the show. I mean, they not really deep like that. See, the white boys prefer more, I think, of the South African way. Like, if you ever go to South Africa, that's where you gonna run into it more. More Southern Africa you go to, because you know South Africa is older than Egypt. You know, it go back, way back, way back. They say Jesus walked on
yeah.
water down there. Nah, real
Oh yeah,
talk.
wait, let me say one thing. Hold on, let me say
Mhm.
one thing too. Like, and the whole white dude like thing, to be honest, all my white friends, the chicks they checking for, you probably don't really want anyway. Like they looking for
Yeah,
a particular type. The chicks
yeah.
that we like, they not even checking for. So it's a non-issue. Like if you worried about that, I don't know what the fuck you thinking about, bro. Like, cause
I
like
mean,
they not your competition. Like, and then the chicks they going after you don't want. So why would you care?
I can agree with you on that, but I've seen them on both sides. I've seen them with supermodel status, and I've seen them with the ducklings. Yeah, they all over the map. They ain't shit. Like I said, you got some shit, some slim shady white boys that's in Kenya, bro. The more you hang out, you'll start to see them. And you like, damn, where he come from? Fresh than the motherfucker.
Seen them, but they be white chicks.
Nah, they want the black girls, bro. I mean, you got the white boys, you got the Indians, you got the Chinese. So you know you got all the other races coming there getting the women because that's one way they make it easy for them to do business too. If they get them a wife, they get that citizenship, they get do their businesses. So it ain't just the white boys you got to worry about. You got to worry about the Chinese boys, Indian boys. You got to worry about them boys with money. You know, at the end of the day, shit, the man with the dollar called the shots in the motherland for right now. But yeah, they'll when it comes to security, family security, yeah, we'll lose every time. I ain't even gonna bullshit you on that.
But
Even in
like
America.
if dudes with money is a problem in every, I would say like if dudes got money, they kind of could do their thing in any country. Like it's not a country where a dude got money, he's gonna really be struggling. Besides the states, if you was some goofy motherfucker, yeah, you could struggle with money in the states and in the UK. But like most countries, if you your money right, right, and you
Yeah,
got your shit together, you probably not struggle. But besides the states,
yeah.
let's keep it a buck. Y'all disagree with that, or
Now I agree because our money go a lot more further in these other countries than it do at the crib. You richer, what average like what we would do. We was in America, we'll be just making it. We'll probably eating how we want to, drinking how we want to, smoking how we want to, but pockets won't be fat like we want them to. You know what I'm saying? But over here, you got a bigger budget. You got more to work with on your budget. You can
yeah.
make business
I'll
moves.
give you a statistic. In Southern Sahara Africa, if you make $32,000 a year, you know you're in the top like 1% of earners. Thirty-two
Yeah,
thousand dollars a year, bitch, you to the top 1% of earners. That you instantly got status. Like that's why when I went to Tanzania and I had conversation with girls, they were like, "You're rich." Like I could not tell them, "Yo, I'm not rich." They were like, "You're rich." Like by comparison, you're rich. Like most people in this country, you're not even gonna make nothing close to what you're earning. So like that's another thing. Like you
same
become
time.
the top dog. Like you don't. Oh, go ahead, bro. You got to say something.
No, I'm gonna say at the same time, you gotta look at this too. I don't trust them numbers because as I'm seeing all these big ass houses, it's a lot more richer people in Africa than it is poor, especially in Kenya.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta look at it. Okay, in every country there's going to be rich people, but you got to look at it like from the medium and the average. So is the medium income in Kenya approaching $32,000? Nah. Is the average income in Kenya approaching $32,000? Nah. But when they rich in Africa, they rich. Like they on some whole other level. Like, yeah, this is
It ain't
my
no credit.
house that I chill in sometimes. I'm about to go to my main house, which is worth $3 billion too. That has like it's basically two complexes. They got a bunch of cars. So when you rich in Africa, they be rich. But
Yeah,
like the
that's what I'm
average
saying.
here is pretty bad.
Yeah, the numbers don't add up because like where I stay at, right? It's like in the village area. People live simple lives. You would think they poor. They got cars, they got bikes, flat screen TVs, Wi-Fi, internet. Look, marble ceilings. So I'm looking like, the OGs, they live, grandma and them, they live a simple life, but everybody else, they got showers, running water. I'm like, the numbers, when you do the statistics and then when you see, it's like, man, the numbers ain't adding up. And then anytime the kids, the babies can't even talk, they know what money is, people around here counting some money, bro.
And yeah, man, like I said, I'm not gonna say there's not money there, but you also you gotta look at the average and the medium. Like, cause I've been to places in Tanzania where a dudes is living like that shit looks like something off a fucking Saw. Like somebody throw your ass in a fucking room and you gotta get out in
Yeah.
like fucking 30 seconds or your ass is gonna die. And that's their apartment. And they share one bathroom and that shit is just a fucking hole in the fucking floor. Like
But
the shower is just some fucking like thing that's dripping and they're paying $50 a month to live there. So that's why I say, like, you probably have the impression that I'm not saying like because I don't know your experience, but I'm saying like a lot of people had that impression like, okay, this place got money because you're usually not going to stay in those places or you're not going to usually visit those places. But like I usually go to see those places to see like the dichotomy between like the rich and the poor to get like a medium. Because like I seen the rich side of Kenya, I seen the really poor side like in Kibera in the slums. I
yeah,
seen the rich side of Tanzania, like you go to Masaki and all that, and you go to other places. And then I went to the poor side, which is Tabata Segarea, where I got my phone snatched. So I see both sides. That's why I kind of see like, okay, there is money in Africa. There's a lot of opportunity in Africa, but the
yeah,
average African is not taking advantage of that. All that money is usually ciphering off to the United States and Europe and China and Asia. That's why you
yeah,
see so like the US has a university in Kenya. Like that's why you see the universities in Tanzania are all sponsored by the Chinese. Like you see all this, like they're not just doing this for fun. They're not just doing this to play. They're just not doing this out the kindness of their heart. They're doing this as a way to get into the economy and start getting control. Like the Chinese just built a new airport in Uganda. Who's going
yeah,
to pay that back? Is the government going to pay that back, or are the people of Uganda going to pay that back? And then where are they going to find the money to pay that back when there's so much unemployment in the country? So
yeah,
that's just going to cause inflation to the shilling. So it's not just, that's what I'm saying. Like you look at it like there's money there, but the average African is not taking advantage of it. And that's why I say we should, if we come back, like we can be the bridge that they need. Like they have the ideas, they have the talent, and they have and you can meet a lot of people that want to do better, but they don't have the resources and the capital to pull out their plans. And
yeah.
we have the capital, we have the specialties. And if we bring that from the United States and we work together, we can build something. We can change the perception of Black people around the world.
Definitely, definitely. It's all about that business mind. You bring that hustle. It don't matter, Hey, show them what we know how to do best. Get that money. Yeah, everybody know
Yeah,
the
bro.
American boys as the playboys, the players, but what they fail to realize, our money ain't the number one for no. Well, it's even though it done dropped, but We didn't have it at a high standard for no reason. It's because of us. We the one made that white man face #1 around the world. Not that white man that's on that $100 bill. We did that. We set that standard. You feel me? So now we're in a place now where we can have our own money. When I say the boy got his own money, the boy got his own money. Now you in a place now where you would tell me when bro come back to Kenya and start bobbing around Africa, definitely bro, put y'all boys on some, get that business mind right. And then you go around the world, let your business pay for your travels. Like I said, cigar bar, parlor, man, that shit a boom, bro. Anywhere in Africa though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really address the chat, but like I see people saying like, bro, it's not gonna be easy, bro. Like I'm not saying this shit's gonna happen tomorrow, bro. But like,
Well, it's
if you
happening right
don't
now.
believe, if you don't believe or try to do something, like, what's the point? Then you might as well just go kill yourself or something like that. Like, what's the point of living if you're not gonna try to better yourself?
Well, look, this
I'm
what
not saying I'm going to change the black man's perception around the world tomorrow or 5 years or 10 years. But yeah, we should try. Like, you don't want to try? That's like the dudes who are incels. They're like, oh, I just gave up on girls. Like, bro, okay, now you definitely ain't gonna get no fucking pussy. Like, well, what? So wait, what do you want to do?
What the chat gotta realize, the perception already changed. With this movement that's going on where I'm at right now in these 3 countries, these black men have stood up with their chests out. Perception already changed. See, what the chat got to realize is they better get down or they gonna have to lay down. Cause ain't nothing stopping this movement. See, we already a strong arm report. They were trying to block it. Nah, hell no, ain't no blocking nothing. Ain't blocking no business. No, hell no.
Yeah.
You got all these countries coming in: Cuba, Venezuela, Morocco, like them Algeria. Use our port. Shit, Egypt, we fuck with you. Man, they say this the best time since a lot of these boys been alive. They say it's the best time to be here. Everybody getting money right now. Buildings going up. They got new weapons. So what I hope with America, whoever the next president be, I hope they come show solidarity and don't be an enemy.
Yeah. Yo, Austin. Yo, you see, look, like right now, this is like the perfect example, right? Right now, you see, we talking about Africa, right?
Yep.
And you see, you see the super chats, you see the cash apps, you see all that. Now, we're saying good information. Old boy came over, he put us on game, he put us on some game that I wasn't even aware of. Now,
Get money.
you see the response we're getting, but if we were sitting here arguing about fucking Colombian prostitutes or the next dude that got scoped or some dumb shit, the reaction would be totally different. You would probably have $2,000 in super chats and cash apps. I feel like every time you bring up Africa, you start talking about Africa, dudes I feel like half of YouTube just cuts their brain off. Like you lose like half of your audience instantly once you start talking about Africa, yo. You haven't noticed that?
I mean, them the ones that ain't about no money.
Unless I'm
They
talking
like,
about Kenya.
yeah. See, a lot of them people like drama. They want to see the suspense. Oh, what's happening? What's this? What's that? You got a very small amount of us that's thinking about getting money.
But
Yeah. And the shit is
Tuesday,
go ahead, Austin.
Tuesday, one master teacher and I gonna have our fight. We're gonna have a debate. One master teacher gonna come on the channel for his last live stream. We're gonna have a debate, and yeah, we're gonna debate this this talk one on one. Tuesday
Oh,
at
it's one
12.
on one? Oh, okay. So wait, so it's gonna be a one-on-one. Okay, let's break this down because this sounds interesting. This is a new development. So you're having a one-on-one debate, but then like, are y'all gonna open a panel or just like the debate and then it's gonna shut down?
Yeah, I can open up a panel afterwards, but I think we're gonna spend probably the first 60 to 90 minutes one-on-one debating. But it's gonna be his last live stream.
Yeah, that's just gonna be interesting. And then this is the thing. I'm not even like calling people out. I ain't messing up people hustles. Like, so shout out to people who do their lives. They do their Colombian lives, the drama screen, the smoke screens. Shout out to them. I'm not hating on them, but I'm just saying like there's a different perception. I feel like when you try to go like higher level, and then when you go higher level in Africa, like bros just they mind just cut the fuck off. Like they ain't trying to hear that shit. Like
Gerard said, I'm thinking of retiring in Africa. Like South Africa and Kenya makes sense. Creating a small business makes sense, but we don't have money to create industries. What do you have to say about that? Thank you for the super chat.
He got to come out here and see. He do got money. If he think about retiring, he do got money to create an industry. I just gave him one, chicken reproduction industry. You come out here with $10,000, you find you a partner or find you a piece of land and build your chicken reproduction. Man, you got money for the rest of your life. Pass down to your kids now. Money won't never stop going.
Oh, go ahead.
Chickens ain't never gonna stop reproducing. As long as you got the hen and the rooster, they're gonna keep popping them eggs out. So you do got money to make industry. You come out here with one recycling machine. All this free plastic laying around and make plastic bricks. Now you got a brick making industry. Let that one machine pay for two machines.
Yeah,
something simple.
I would say this because this is the mindset that's been kind of like installed in us in the States, and is very, very prevalent in the Black community, is that like you don't have the money to get into industry. Yeah, a lot of people individually don't have the money to get into industries, but a lot of businesses, how they start is with funding. There's venture capital, there's angel investing, there's crowdfunding. So you don't have to look at it from the perspective of like if you're trying to do something big, like you're trying to be like the Amazon of Kenya or something like that, or something like that. Yeah, you're gonna need capital, but it doesn't have to be all your capital. Like that's when it comes to business. That's when it comes to like thinking higher. Like, okay, how can I form a holding company in Kenya so I can have investors from the US, from the UK, or for whatever? Who can I pitch that's looking to invest money? Yeah, it's not easy, but you're not trying to do an easy task. If you're trying to create something that's like game changing, and shout out to Gerard, I know him because he used to be in my chat. It's gonna take resources, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take effort, but it's not like it's not there because people have done it before. Like not every person, Chinese, Asian person, I mean Chinese or white person that came to the continent was like a billionaire. But if they came in and they took like 100 people from China's money and created a hedge fund and they invested it into like emerald mines or whatever, now they have the money and the resources and they're just guiding that capital.
Yep.
Hey man. What's up,
What's good, bro?
What's going on?
What's going on? Let's talk about this, man.
What's the deal, bro? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, bro. Now listen, man. I don't think anybody, I'm not trying to boo-hoo on anybody's parade, man. But what we also have in the Black community, I don't think we have a real understanding of like macroeconomics, bro. Like we have a lot of this lift yourself up by your bootstrap. There's a limit to what you can do. Like there's a reason why why we don't have certain things, bro. Why Black people are being, even Black businesses here in the United States, man. We have a lot of Black businesses, but they don't have more than one employee because they don't have access to capital. That's a macro type thing. That's where the discrimination comes out with us, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Small businesses, yes, man. We can do. I feel like we could take money that's better capitalized, You could take money here that we have in the States. You know what I'm saying? It's, to me, I feel like it's better to do it over in Africa. But then again, also the thing that you run into is that we're not citizens, right? You know what I mean? You have to partner with another Kenyan. You don't speak the language. The laws aren't the same like how they're here in the United States. I'm just like, we got to be realistic, is what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, when it comes to like saying, hey, we can just come to Africa and take over. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? We could do this, we could do all of that, or what have you. You know what I mean? Like you got to be realistic in doing so, because one thing for more. Really, the laws are going to be critical, especially when you're a foreigner, man. You know what I mean? So you're right. Poultry business, I was looking at, Cuddy, I have been to Kenya. I've been to Kenya total of 4 times. Over that 4 times over the last 4 years, probably an average of like 9 months, in all of my collective not by anyways, my daughter. So yeah, and I was looking into that as well, the poultry business, specifically like, chicken or what have you. But again, I would say just, be cautious with anything, especially like, look how many people have got burnt in Tanzania. You know what I'm saying? A lot of African Americans in Ghana, you know what I mean, have been burnt, just with buying land and scams. It's a lot that goes into it. I'm not saying it can't be done, but this idea that, that we could change Africa and how it works, I don't think it's probable as everybody, makes it out to be.
I mean, it shouldn't be about changing Africa. It should be about coming and being part of the progress. Fitting in. Don't think you finna come and change nothing. You ain't finna go nobody's house and change the way they like their house laid out. So the only thing you can do is try to come in, get comfortable, and ease yourself in. That's on figure out where you fit in at. And there's plenty of places we can fit in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree with everything you said, big bro. That's why it's so many, it's a small percentage of us that's willing to take that chance and go out there and invest. And the laws, by them being colonized by the same people that colonize us, the laws ain't too much different. They're pretty much common sense. But it is a good to do your due diligence. Whatever country you're going to, do some research. When you get there, meet up with a lawyer, an advocate, and learn the basics of the country. And then you want to know an advocate or a lawyer anyway, because that's who's going to handle all your paperwork when you come to doing business and, oh, I want to do poultry here, I want to get land, or what's the requirements. So lawyer, advocate, and a police officer. As soon as you get off the plane, meet you a police officer. Where the captain at? I want to meet him. We need to shake hands. That's the first thing you do when you get off the plane in any country in Africa. You meet up with the police, because that's your security. Security in a foreign country is #1 importance. So when you get to Africa, all y'all brothers, go to that police station. Where is the commanding officer? He need to see my face. That's who I want to meet. So if you got any problems while you enjoying your stay, you call them up on his number, or give them officers you having a problem with, give them that card, and they're going to call, and they're going to let them go. So that's the first thing you do when you touch down in Africa. Find an officer to be cool with. That's my homeboy. That's one thing that's different from America. So you can't do that in America now unless they part of your family. You can't get cool with a police officer. But here in Africa, them your brothers. Yeah, especially where I'm at. Yeah, them your brothers. And if anybody do any bad business with you, they gonna lock that person up until they pay you your money or handle the situation with you. As long as you legit business. That's one thing I love about Africa, especially doing business around here.
Tokyo,
So,
go ahead.
But yeah, them the two main things that I recommend every African. This a lot of things that a lot of people don't do. That's got burnt and skinned in Africa. They didn't set their security blanket up. One thing I didn't do when I first got here, but I had to learn that. Very important. Very important. Meet you an officer friend and meet you a lawyer and an advocate. And them the two relationships that you need to build ASAP. And that's gonna make your businesses, your journey, whatever you need, your land, that's gonna make everything go smooth. your paperwork, everything goes smooth. But my fault. But
Yeah, I
yeah, get
agree
your
with you.
chat. Salute chat. Salute chat.
You
Oh,
good?
also, you gonna
Tokyo
say something?
says, guys, I have these countries on my travel list. Where should I go next? Kenya, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Ivory Coast, or Tanzania, or Botswana?
I said depend on what you're going to do there. If you're going to do
Yeah,
business, I say between Ethiopia, because they are a diaspora country, a big diaspora country. Rwanda is too, even though bruh said they kind of strict with how you talk, because the problems that the Europeans caused over there. Ivory Coast would be good for business, but you gotta you gotta know a little bit of French. Botswana will probably be the number one place I think for American because you get a 3-month visa for free, and it's probably the more developed than Kenya. Smallest population on the continent, Botswana. So to do business for an American, Botswana probably be the best place. And I
Isn't
ain't been there
Botswana
yet, but
isn't it surrounded by South Africa? Or am I thinking the
yeah,
wrong?
yeah, it's right there in the middle. It's
Yeah,
right there in
yeah.
the middle. It's
So that'd
American
be
yeah,
colony. It's an American colony that we don't know about.
for real.
Yep. And they pulling big
oh
diamonds
yeah,
up
I
out
didn't
the
know that.
ground in Botswana. Big diamonds. Big diamonds out the ground in Botswana, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah,
say I feel like Kenya is a good entryway. Like I said, it depends on what you want to do, but I feel like Kenya is a good entry because I feel like you're gonna have culture shock, but it's kind of like easy to adapt. Because like I started off with Tanzania, and I feel like Tanzania was kind of like harder because yeah, they speak English, but you're gonna still need like some Swahili once you get outside of like Dar and all that.
Yep.
Rwanda, Rwanda's alright, like, but like you mentioned, what we mentioned earlier it could be a little sketchy with like freedoms and all that. Botswana, like people, I haven't been to Botswana, but a lot of people said Botswana is like a cheaper version of South Africa. I did hear that a lot, and like yeah, a lot of people, like even I met one of the dudes that went to the Olympics to swim for Botswana. He was saying the exact same thing. So I was my first country I would recommend for people because it's easy to get adapted to the continent is Kenya.
Or
Yeah.
South Africa. I would
Oh yeah, South Africa. But
either South
did
either
he get
South
South Africa
Africa
on the
or
list?
I'm sorry, kid, what you say?
Oh no, I didn't know South Africa was an answer. I would have said South Africa too. Then.
Yeah, that wasn't one that he listed. It wasn't. But if you say, I would say Botswana was what was listed. That wasn't a choice. But if you go into Botswana, why wouldn't you go to South Africa as well?
Yeah, yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Gerard. I want to ask because like what you said earlier, I did agree. I agree with you. I agree with everything you said. Like yeah, African Americans, we don't really have access to capital like that. But like, I'm not gonna say all this stuff. Like, if you have the mindset that you want to leave the country and you're trying to build a business, I'm not saying you have to go to like try to change industries and all that. That's not what I'm promoting. I'm not like one of those like super pro Pan Africans. We need to take over all that. But like, I can see the opportunity if you're ambitious enough the opportunities there. If you're gonna put in the time, the work, build the relationships, go find the capital. Like we're talking about like the creme de la creme of people who trying to go build businesses. But like smaller markets, like the brother over there, he started his business over there. I seen other people do businesses around, like in Tanzania. Some people doing some stuff in Kenya. So I know it's possible, but I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. Like even like just making up your mind that you want to leave the United States and go get citizenship or go get residency in another country is a big decision. And that shows that you're trying to do something. You're trying to make a major change. So you're gonna have the mindset of I'm not trying to do life on easy mode. I'm trying to level up, whether I'm trying to like change my environment for my future generations or I just need to grow as a person. You're gonna have a different mindset than somebody else that's gonna come like, okay, I just need to go invest in like the stock market and play it safe and I'm retire in 30 years and hopefully my money doesn't run out before I die. Like you're having a different mindset. But like, yeah, the macro forces against African Americans have been terrible. If you do the history and you look at it, yeah, we've been getting screwed for the past, like how many, who knows, since basically slavery. And that hasn't changed for the most part. It's gotten a little better, but like the macro, like bro, like 90% of the capital in the United States is owned by like other races, and majority of that is white.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like we don't the back and forth is against us, but I do feel like Africa, if you're ambitious and you want to put it to work, which I think it will take that type of person to go there, you can create a different dynamic for your life. Would
Yeah,
you agree or
definitely.
would you disagree?
It's easier. I'm gonna put it like this: it's easier to do it in Africa than it is in America.
I completely concur with you. I completely agree with you. Okay, so you know, like look at O'Shea. I mean, O'Shea is a prime example of what he was able to do, you know, or what have you in Africa. And I believe because you know, I mean, you can make some moves just with like 100 to 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Even though I mean that's, you know, you have to save or what have you, you know, that can make, but it's doable though. Whereas in the States, it's not as doable. You know what I mean? Like, it's
not
not.
Gonna be roadblocks.
That's what I was saying.
Like you said, roadblocks, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, and but then again, I don't want us to paint a picture, you know, since you know, remember Austin just got in trouble with, you know what I mean, because he was telling the truth about the whole passport game, right? You know, we don't want to be, you know, bigging up and like, like there's things you need to be cautious about. There's scammers, you know what I'm saying? There's, you know, people willing to take advantage of us because we, you know what I'm saying, because we're black, you know what I mean? Or well, I say freedmen. I'll use the word, the moniker freedmen. Because that was what our ancestors used when they came out of slavery, right? Instead of ADOS and FBA and all of that. Those are made up names. Freedman was a real name. Yeah, the Freedmen's Bureau. So I use freedmen just to, you know, denote our lineage from other blacks and or what have you. You know, like I had watched Go Back to Africa. He covered how this group in Ghana, right, had bought land, created a church, or some sort of, I don't know if they're Hebrew Israelites or they were, you know, they were of some sort of religion, created a whole like complex, you know what I'm saying? And somehow there was some disputes with or what have you, and the government came and bulldozed their property over. You know what I mean? They're still in court, right? You know what I mean? They're in court trying to figure out because they were wrong for doing so. So what's the compensation? Like this was just like a month ago, or I saw that a month or so ago. I saw that. I mean, all the issues that, you know, with women, you know, in the Gambia, you know, several different incidents of land disputes between, you know, freedmen and the locals, right? We just have to, you know, as long as we just not putting up some rosy picture of how things are. Like the one thing I like though, where I feel like, for instance, I know there because No Excuse, he was the first one to expose this to me. Like in South Africa, you can buy property as a foreigner and you get title hold versus leasehold, right? And I want to say Botswana's that way. I want to say Namibia is that way, and
Burkina Faso, you get the title in your name.
You get the title in your, okay, because Burkina Faso,
you buy it as yours, huh?
It's yours, right? Yeah. Whereas like in other countries, you get leasehold, you know, versus title hold. So like I feel like South Africa probably is the most closest as far as their, you know, how they do their business and things of that nature, from what I've researched or whatever. But you know, for me personally, I'm 45, man. I was just telling somebody the other day, I said I feel like I got probably about 20 more years of working in the market. I work in IT. You know, but my goal is going to be like, okay, I'm gonna start like really pushing the, you know, buy land in Africa and then look to build up some properties or whatever. So by the time I'm 65, right? You know what I mean? And because they say, from what I hear, the every 20 years, what you paying now in 20 years will be double.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like car notes now are like $600, $700, $800, bro. People are having car notes that are going 6-7 years at a time, right? By the time we get 20 years from now, which would be what, 44, right? That'll be 20 years from now. By 2044, rents around my area go anywhere between $1,200 to $1,400. So by 2024, we were talking about 2,800 here in Detroit. I live in Detroit. So you already know what it is on the coast, right? So on average, every 20 years, everything doubles. So, you know, I doubt that people are going to be making money to compensate. The incomes are going to compensate for that. So my long-term strategy is while the getting is good, while the dollar is still good, who even knows what the dollar is going to be later on down the line with BRICS and all of that coming around.
Man, by the end of the year.
Yeah,
scared,
exactly,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is, while we still have earning power, be able to earn dollars, is to me, why not, go and use them in a place where it makes the most sense. You know what I mean? Even if you don't choose Africa, I would say just anywhere outside the United States, because the real power of money is deteriorating every freaking day here in this country.
Every day.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, I don't know when to make no exchange. I don't know. Some days it be up, some days it be down. I'm like, shit.
But
what you exchanged it yesterday?
Yeah, man, it's wild, and I'm surprised, when Saudi and the oil OPEC countries are no longer accepting, they're no longer only accepting dollars to buy crude oil. I always thought that was gonna be a world war, bro. I thought, like the states were like, we haven't invaded them yet. I was like, whoa, and that happened, and that was just quiet, kept like a couple of months ago.
Because I think Kuwait got the #1 currency right now, the Kuwaiti dinar.
Yeah.
Kuwait, then Switzerland, and then I think the euro. Yep, Kuwait. I say Kuwait. I say, what the hell they got going on? They got the #1 money.
Money
currency. They got that oil money.
That oil, it's that oil, bro.
Yeah, that petrodollar fell. Like, it's a lot. That's why I said it's a lot of macro forces that's going forward. Like, that's why you should diversify. Like, it's dead. So like, you have to diversify. And I'm not selling nobody a fucking dream. Like, I'm not saying, yeah, come to Africa, you're gonna fucking be a millionaire overnight. Nah, fuck that. Like, it's not gonna happen. But if you're looking, because you just mentioned a lot of macro forces, inflation is rampant, out of control. Dollar is its foothold is holding, is losing foothold. The yen is all over the fucking place. Like, there's a lot of macro forces that's going on in the world. So the landscape could be completely different in the next 3 years. That's why you should start taking, like, I take like the approach like how, like, there's a YouTuber called Nomad Capitalist. He says you want to set up like your residency in one place, you want to set up your business in other places to get tax havens and advantages, and you want to have other locations so you can have benefits of different passports. So I'm looking at it from a global perspective. A lot of people not looking at it from a global perspective, like we are. That's why I'm just putting the cards on the table. Like, yeah, there's opportunities in Asia too. There's opportunities in South America too. But like, for me personally, I like Africa for like the total package, and this is what I want to set up. So I feel like this is the best choice for me. But I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, anybody could just show up in Africa and you got 50K and you go be a millionaire. You could get scammed out of shit. Like, yeah, a lot of people got scammed in Tanzania.
You also 50K, boy. Hey, we could flip that thing 4, 5, 6 times in about what shit? What? Millionaire overnight? Come to Burkina Faso at 50K. I get you. You could be a millionaire overnight fucking with me. I guarantee you.
Okay,
pull up.
There you go. They go to Burkina Faso.
I just say, man, just be cautious, people. Like, that's all I'm gonna say, man.
Let me interject real quick. Flexed Up said Ivory Coast is solid as fuck. Thank you for the super chat. The next one is from Simba. He says 100K to invest in Kenya. Also, we're gonna do 10 more minutes on this live stream. We'll continue tomorrow.
For sure. Yeah. You're gonna need about 100K to make a good investment in Kenya. Yeah, you're gonna need about 100K to compete. You want to really make some money. Yeah, you're gonna need about 100. Ivory Coast is cool, but I would choose Liberia just because of the opportunities that you can make happen. The development, like you said, you had 3 homeboys stayed in the shack. How many of them could afford their own spot? See, if they had people to build little single room, little 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom in the kitchen, if you had brothers like that to come out here and get a little plot, you don't got to get a whole acre. You can get a half an acre for like 2,000. Build you some tiny homes on it. Housing is a need out here. You know what I'm saying? Housing is a need, definitely. So you can start your real estate agency, real estate industry. Boom, right there. Because everybody pretty much
Yeah.
independent. You know what I'm saying? It's just who got what on deck. And your promotion, you know, in America, we number ones at promoting. Can't nobody promote like us. We learn from Don King now. Yeah, number one promoters. You know what I'm saying? So when we bring our business savvy over here, man, we can't lose. Especially we get our flyers, made
Yeah.
our business cards. We gonna be in everybody's face. What's up, bro? Talk to me. Whether you can speak English or not. Come here, let me talk to you. Now I don't give a damn. You gonna understand me today. You gonna know you got something to look at. Whether you speak English or not. I'm in your grill piece. Come here. Snatch your ass up. Yeah, so that's how
It's funny as hell, bro.
word up, bro. You got
You
to be
Yeah,
like
no,
that. You
you
know, you
speaking
got to
facts, bro. Nah, you getting facts, huh? I feel you, bro.
I'm sure.
But
I'm
nah, I'm
sure
just saying, like,
she
yeah, you
does.
got that
I'm
energy, bro. You should start doing more videos. But
sure.
the reason why I said that this opportunity, because I talked to other guys, so yeah, Russians that came to Rwanda. Now they own like 5 restaurants, and it was like, oh yeah, the only reason we came here because like there wasn't shit going on in Russia. We had to make a move. Or
Yep.
Japanese dudes in Tanzania that own business. So there's other people doing it. So as long I'm with the mentality, if somebody else can do it, then it's possible for me to do it too. And the type of
Exactly.
people who are gonna travel the world and try to do the things that we do are gonna be different type of people. They're gonna be ambitious. So
Yeah.
if one man could do it, I could do it too. So that's why I'm like that. Like I'm not doom and gloom, but I'm also not like a fucking in la la land and shit. Cause I feel like a lot of people do be in la la land. And I think a lot of the grifters do. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of grifters kind of make it seem bad. Like, cause they make it seem like, okay, yeah, Africa is a gold mine, which it is, but they make it seem like it's too easy. And like people who are fed up with the states and just want to get out because they're just tired, they fall into that trap. And that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. And that's why when Africa comes to the mind, they think about the people, okay, they got scammed, the people who lost their land and all that. But they don't have the the experience of meeting somebody who fled Russia, and now they have 5 restaurants in Rwanda. They don't have
Yep.
the experience of a Japanese dude who came to Tanzania and now he owns like fucking like almost like 20 Airbnbs and he's chilling. Like they don't have the other side of the experience. So that's why I try to put out, I would tell people the other side of the experience. Like, yeah, there's people out here doing it. It's not gonna be easy. But when you're a trailblazer, it's never going to be easy. When you're the first one, you got to take the hard hits. You got to go through the wilderness to build the
Yeah.
path for everybody else. And that's what I feel like we're doing right now. You feel
Yeah.
me?
The learning curves. Yeah, you gotta go through the learning curves. So that's what we gotta be parables examples for everybody else. Give them motivation to, man, if these boys can do it, I know I can do it. Man, if Cuddy can go to Burkina Faso where they blowing up shit at and come out here and get access to gold and silver and make his own jewelry, I know I can. This boy come from
Mm.
flipping burgers and doing other illicit activities for at main event and get over here and do his thing. I know I can. That's why I'm like, man, Muzz with that 401k, 50K in the bank, you know, getting ready to retire. IT, you need it in Africa. IT is a need out here. Information technology. See, the information we giving out, you gotta give it out through this technology, these platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like Austin doing. He got, even though he charging, but he got $1 million worth of game. You know what I'm saying? Traveling, showing his travels. Now he can add business on it. He come out here, open up a business, get that paperwork. Pop, I'm an international businessman. Now I can put on suits and shit. You know what I'm saying? All of us. You feel me? I got access to kilos of gold. Let me back my money up. I'll back my stuff up with tangible resources. That's why I wouldn't mess with stocks and crypto and all that. No, I need something I could touch. I need something I go put my hands on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd had too many people lose money off hedge funds and crypto and stocks. And I'm like, man, you should have came invested in this gold and this silver and this cotton and this oil. it's so much going on right now that these other people are coming to invest in billions of dollars. I'm seeing private jets flying here every day. It can't be too dangerous. Private jets. I say, man, hold on. I see the big planes, but it's private. It's a whole lot of private jets in the sky. That's some big money coming into town. So that's how I know. And I see buildings going up, banks being built. I'm like, oh boy, it's going down around here. See, on the news, they painted like, oh, the jihadists. Some people they done paid to go blow up something. Ain't none of that no more. These boys blowing them down left and right. Ain't none of that jihadi John shit no more. They done snatched his drawers off. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you saying it's controlled opposition? That's what you're saying, man. That was all the French and Americans trying to make it.
Yeah.
Give them a pretense so they can go into because it's Mali, Burkina Faso, and what's the other third country?
Niger, Mali, Burkina
right?
Faso.
Yeah. They all pushing back on them foreigners like, yo, we taking over this mineral wealth. Yeah.
Yeah, cause look, bro, they done found the ocean under the desert out here, right? They done found gold reserves. I'm talking about billions and billions of dollars of gold reserves. I'm talking about, bro, the shit. Mansa Musa was digging up, taking the Mecca. You know, the richest black man ever.
Right to the Middle East.
They found where he was getting his gold from.
Oh, okay.
They done went and locked that down. They finding diamonds out here. They finding gold, not gold, but oil out here. Man, they finding everything out here under the ground.
Right.
And they just opening up stuff.
I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate everybody coming on today. It was a real good discussion. We're gonna chop this one up, make some videos out.
Appreciate that, Austin, man. Salute to the chat. Salute Kid Greatness. Salute Jahad, man. Hey, big up to y'all boys, man. Blessing to y'all, man. Hey, y'all tap in with me. That's my YouTube link right there in the description at Cuddy Cuz or Cuz Cuddy TV. Y'all tap in. Y'all want to do business in Burkina. I love y'all, man. Salute. You know, I've been back in the bushes watching.
I appreciate it, man.
And salute, bro.
Oh yeah, but so, bro, hey, go see that Rod of Moses too, bro. You got to show us that
tomorrow.
Word up. Salute, y'all. Salute, chat.
All right, man. All right, awesome, man. Thanks for having me up real quick. Just wanted to clarify, my statement or what have you. Wasn't trying to be antagonistic. I've talked to Kid before. I haven't talked to you before, Austin, in person, but all right then, y'all have a good one, man. Great show.
You as well, man. Good night.
All right, good night.
All right, bro.
All right, Kid.
All right, yo. Appreciate having you on, bro. I'll chop it up with you on in the background, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, man. If you guys enjoyed that show, make sure you hit the Cash App at $ Austin Holloman, PayPal, Zelle, Austin Holloman at Gmail. If you guys are looking to come to Africa or anywhere in the world and you are looking for somebody that's going to guide you, tell you everything you need to know, give you all the game to avoid everything. Because, for example, I had a guy and his father went to Salvador Bahia and they were having the worst time until they hopped on the phone with your boy. And I helped them and they had the best time in Salvador Bahia. And they loved it and they said they'll be back and they'll be looking for more whenever they get to Kenya. They're going to call me again. If you guys are interested in that type of service, or if you just want to talk to me in general, go to theaustinholloman.com and click. As soon as you open it, you should click the booking link that says become a client. And you will you will not be speaking directly to me immediately, but you'll be speaking to my associate and then he'll figure out exactly what you want and we'll get you started. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys next time.